sense it? Your story running out of time. Oh, hit like thunder from the darkness. I'll remain unseen and take you down without a trace. Back into the night, I'll slip away. Your will is mine now. Silent footfall, barely witnessed without a trace. Oh, can you feel it? Your wicked charm will be erased. Oh, wearing the evening, wrapped in twilight, seen by so few. Closing in slowly, calculated. I've come for you. Hit like thunder from the darkness. I'll remain unseen and take you down without a trace. Back into the night, I'll slip away. Your will is mine now. Moving shadow, graceful power made by design. Oh, can you sense it? Your story running out of time. Oh, hit like thunder from the darkness. I'll remain unseen and take you down without a trace. Back into the night, I'll slip away. Your will is mine now. Silent footfall, barely witnessed without a trace. Oh, can you feel it? Your wicked charm will be erased. Oh, wearing the evening, wrapped in twilight, seen by so few. Closing in slowly, calculated. I've come for you. Hit like thunder from the darkness. I'll remain unseen and take you down without a trace. Back into the night, I'll slip away. Your will is mine now.
Chathany. Chat. My chat in Christ. How am I? I did a thing. Chathany, I regret to inform you that I have done something. Again. I regret to inform you that I have done it again. You want to see what I did? You want to see? You want to see what I've done? Chat? Chat? Chathany? Chet Chatterson? Would you like to see what it is that has occurred? Yet again? Chathany. I regret to inform you that I have become a marketable plushie. Hello. Ah! Hello. It's me. your boy. Chathany, I just want you to know this took me all of 30 minutes to do. I didn't think it would be so simple, but here we are. Huh. The baby. You know the best part? I just love that I can do this. It's beautiful. Huh. Fauna past life debuts as a chibi, or he becomes a chibi. Coincidence. That did happen, didn't it? Huh. Still taller than Baby Sen. Yes, actually. The proportions are, in fact, still regular tall in Vroid specifically. So the model is still taller than Sen's, since it measures in centimeters. But here we are. Chathany, do you like my stumps? Do you like my stumps where feet used to be? I need you to be honest. Are you fond of it? Are you a fan? Precious. Ah. Ugh. I wanted this to be something more than just regular reaction slop, so I had to do something. Stumps are stumps. Yes. Ugh. Ugh. I ran a poll in the Discord asking what you wanted the Saturday stream to be. The reaction slop won again, but here we are. In before the baby stream. What would a baby stream even be? You want me to play Jumpstart First Grade? Is that even possible to run on Windows 10? I don't think it is. My honest reaction in lobby. I love this bit. The great gif. Perfect out of context moment from wrestling. Ah. Ugh. I love this. I love that you can move the position of the mouth. It makes me laugh every time. You Sen and Anise being babies with Kyoto being the only adult. Why am I not the adult in that? You know what? That track's fine. You can't do this to me. I don't have a mommy thing. That's Thief's thing. Has anyone added Thief with any mother-based artwork today? If not, you should do that. He loves it every time you do it. I promise. Ugh. You don't have a mommy thing yet. I would like to remind the audience I have only once in my life been interested in a woman that was older than me, and it was one singular year of an age difference. Other than that one thing, but that didn't really count. I was 9 at the time. Anyway, the cold winter of 25. Ah. Terrible. We're all going to hell for all of this one day. I want you to know that. Chat. Of you four, I only trust Kyoto to be the adult. I see how it is. Chilling. It's not bad. Chill is a vibe. I don't even know how to position myself with this goddamn thing, I'll be honest. Does that work? But then you can't see my stumps. Should I be here like a toddler? Is that what I should do? Should I be a toddler? Is that all that matters in the world? Is this what my life is now? You're bradder than Q Ori. You haven't argued with that woman before. Hang on. Is that better? Hang on. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Is that... I think that's okay? Maybe. Maybe that's alright.
moving shadow.
Someone had Kyoto. She must have seen this. She has seen this. I showed her first.
Design. Oh,
Thief.
can you sense it?
Hello.
Your story running out of time.
Why are that? What?
Like thunder,
This is how I always dress.
this all remain unseen. And take
Is there a problem?
without
Is there an issue you want to discuss?
back into the night, I'll slip away. You will
Is this going to be a problem? Rate acquiring a Zoids. Zoids is very high tier. I specifically remember seeing the first episode of Adult Swim because that's the time slot Zoids used to be on Cartoon Network. I was very confused that night. Nonetheless, yeah, my corporeal chair. It's a thing of beauty. Chat, this is a slop stream. Zoids into Squidbillies. Long before Squidbillies was a thing. I don't even remember what the first thing that ever premiered on Adult Swim was, dude. I don't even remember if Mission Hill was around at the time. There was some type of sci-fi anime early on in the block's lifespan. I don't remember for the life of me what it was. I remember a chick asking a guy if he was going to explode. And they were in like an airlock or something. That is the only memory I have of this. Ugh. Food videos are adequate at this time. They are on the list. Only thing I remember from Squidbillies was that one Flash game. I think I only watched one episode of Squidbillies and then I ignored it for the rest of its lifespan. Suffered the same face as shows like Assy McGee, and Super Jail, and 12-Ounce Mouse. Should we start? We probably should. We have Slop to get through, kids. We have a good solid amount of garbage we need to get through. Oh, this is gonna go well. This is gonna go great. Ugh. Assy McGee getting Vince McMahon's ass canceled. I don't even want context for that, quite frankly. I'll be real honest. We'll feature the Wisconsinian core video. Meto, I checked through. I think there's like literally a dozen videos from the one fucking guy that you put in that goddamn channel. You sicken me deeply to my core. I want you to know that. Anyway, chat. Exactly 5 hours, 40 minutes, and 52 seconds of slop content. Thank you. Chanthony. Let's start. Because Meto put the man's entire video catalog in the slop thread. From the Fat Files, the most gangster grocery store on Earth, Costco.
Ah, yes, Costco, the only grocery store on the planet that makes almost no money from selling groceries, yet is somehow one of the most profitable grocery stores on the planet through nothing other than psychological tricks and magic.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Today we're talking about Costco. We all know what Costco is because the members of Costco never shut up about Costco. They're just out there in the world roaming
Or he
around,
bought Boom or Doom.
wearing clothing from Costco's in-house brand, Kirkland.
I found out that guy was an ex-wrestler, and it all made sense.
They can inform and educate, preach the gospel to these non-believers that Kirkland is actually manufactured by name brand manufacturers.
Chathany, I've never set
cheaper
foot in a Costco
and
once in my
better
life.
than any other name brand product. And if that's not what they're up to, they're out there flashing their Costco Costco membership card, trying to use
Type
it to
of
get
shit
laid,
they'd
and
try to get
it's working
Vshoujo
a shocking
members to
amount of
watch.
time, apparently.
What,
And there's
this?
a good reason for that. Costco is selling all of its products at a net zero, meaning they don't make any money when they sell you.
Does this guy
something.
hang
In
out with
fact, some of
Wendigoon?
their items they even sell at a net loss, meaning the more they sell,
Why would a
the more
Vshoujo
money they
hang out
lose.
with
Yet
a...
somehow they still manage to pay.
I don't
all their
think those two
employees
fan
well
bases
above their
overlap at all, I'll be real
and
honest,
have a
man.
net profit of over $6 billion a year.
You can
And I'm gonna
order
explain
food
how
from a
that's even
Costco
possible
without a
right after word
membership.
from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Rocket Money, your all-in-one finance app that's going to help you cancel subscriptions, lower your monthly bills, and
Chathany,
overall
I need
manage your money
Beppis.
better. Rocket
I
Money
need-
covers
I have a
pretty much
dire
everything. They'll
need.
let you monitor your credit
One of
score.
these
They'll
days, I'll
help
have
you
like an
budget all
on-screen
of your
like
expenses and
asset
money
to
to
display me
location. And then if you
opening
want
a
the food,
goddamn
they can
can.
go in and help negotiate a lower price on some of your bills, like your cell phone, for example. And they don't just save you money by negotiating down some of your bills. They also help you identify
The
and
obese
cancel
wire man, the
subscriptions you
rotund
probably didn't even know
technician.
that you
That's
had.
him.
And this is my favorite part because me and my wife, mostly my wife, has a horrible habit of signing up for free trials on apps and then forgetting to cancel them.
The
But luckily, Rocket
corpulent
Money's able to
cable
let me know
guy.
that I've been spending $7.99 a month
This
every
guy has a
month for the past
podcast called
3 years on
Unsubscribe.
cell phone
Wendigoon
editing
occasionally
apps
shows
that
up.
my
I
wife
believe
uses
I
all
have
the
seen
time
a
for
clip
her
of that a
Instagram
time or
posts.
two.
Yeah, babe, what's up?
How many guns did you buy this year?
Not enough.
No comment. Wait, what? How do you even know I'm talking about you right now? Did you bug my office?
Don't worry about it.
Can we get a community ban on fat electrician submissions?
All right.
It's possible.
I gotta go. Love you. That could
At the very
Anyways,
least,
if you
until
want to
Metoads
support
learns to
then
stop
go check out
posting new
Rocket
ones
Money.
until
I'll
we
link in
gotten through the ones he's already
description.
posted. The
Let's get back
problem
to
is
the
he's
video.
posted 20!
There's a baby monitor in my office. All right, so Costco. Our story begins in 1954 with a man by the name of Saul Price who convinces his mother-in-law to buy a warehouse as an investment property. However, mother-in-law wasn't a commercial real estate mogul and had
I would
no
like to
idea
remind
what
the
to do with
YouTube
warehouse.
audience,
So
since this
Saul
is a
Price was
YouTube
like,
stream,
"No, fine, I'll
that
rent
the
warehouse
YouTube
to
chat,
you.
for some goddamned reason, doesn't let you curse in it, so it will not display in the chat itself. It'll appear on screen, but I'm probably not going to catch it that fast. I guess watch your language, because God forbid we live in a free country.
To its members, and the only way that you could be a member of Fedco was to work for the federal government. So Saul Price approaches Fedco and is like, hey, you guys have a great business model. I've got a big empty warehouse. Let's partner together. We'll make this a Fedco also. It'll be great.
Snake's
Fedco
rotten
is
brain
like,
has short
nah,
attention
we're
span.
good. At which point Saul Price is like, okay, that's fine. Well, I'm just going to steal your business model because you can't patent selling groceries at a discount to members. So I'm going to open up my own equivalent of your store called FedMart. The only difference is instead of selling groceries cheap to members, I'm going to sell groceries really cheap to members. Like
I had a steak burger.
Money off of selling
It was all right.
groceries, and I'm going to charge them a $2 membership fee. Okay, and this business model seems kind of weird, but it's actually genius.
Apparently it only
Leonardo
censors the
da
top
Vinci
chat,
once
which is
said
different
that
from live chat. That's
simplicity
bizarre.
is the ultimate form of sophistication, and that's what's going on with this business model. If you don't know, grocery stores are probably one of, if not the most competitive
Third-party software that will
environments on
scrape the
planet.
comments.
Profit margins on food and grocery stores.
These are things
is
I should
so
be looking
razor
into.
thin,
It's
crazy.
unfortunate
Well,
that the
Fedmart has
YouTube
done
chat
this business
specifically
model
does
and
that.
essentially said, I'm not going to compete in this highly competitive environment. I'm going to sell my groceries at net zero. I'm not going to make money. I'm just going to break even on everything I sell, and I'm going to make all my money off of charging a monthly subscription fee of $2.
There was a fairly popular gas station chain back in Wisconsin that I frequented that did something kind of like this.
Money off of it. I have no profit margin there. So if the customers shop here enough,
Quick Trip, I
they're
believe it
gonna
was
save
called,
enough money to offset their membership fee,
had
saving money overall. I'm gonna make
bizarrely
money,
high
and we're
quality
living
fresh
forever.
food you could
In
buy.
its first year of business, FedMart does.
You ever walk into a
4
gas station and just think, yeah, I could go for a chicken sandwich right now,
stores within a couple of more years,
served up
all across
hot
the
and ready.
United States. Within 5 years, by 1950,
They had a goddamned, like, milkshake and smoothie machine in those places.
Fast forward to
It was
1965,
amazing.
a German
I miss it
conglomerate
so
company
much.
buys up the majority of the stocks in the stock market, and they assume control of FedMart. Now, these German investors assume control of the company, and naturally, they're like, wow, what a brilliant business strategy. It's so simple, it's physically painful. All I have to do is change nothing and rake in money.
Does it post that twice? Oh, it's posting it for the YouTube and the Twitch chat. That's why it shows up twice there.
Better performance if we made this like
Interesting.
1,000 times more complicated. So that's what they did. They German engineered the company, and by 1983, completely out of business and shut down. So Saul Price is like, I made a ton of money.
It's usually the way of
going
things.
public
It's
with my business.
unfortunate.
They ruined it. It's closed down. There's no other company like mine. I'm gonna start the exact same company all over again. So he buys an empty aircraft hangar and starts Price Mart.
An aircraft hangar is a good use for that.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Oh god, is that footage from the remaster?
100% free in the app if you didn't
From
use
one
this
trash
last year.
thing into
Just
another.
file with TurboTax Do-It-Yourself.
We'll kill the
Now,
adverts at some point,
Price's
Chathany.
old protege from
That night is not tonight.
Jim Senegal ended up
Is that a
opening
Yowie
up his
paddle
own
on the wall?
business with his business partner, a lawyer by the name
Chathany,
of
I
Jeff Brotman.
hate to
And that
break it to
business
you,
was
but there are
Costco,
uses
that
for
also
having a
had the
paddle
exact same
besides your
business.
disgusting
So
Yowie.
Costco and PriceSmart end up being competitors for a little while, and then they eventually
Have you considered the man may in fact just play cricket in his off
It
time?
just becomes Costco, and this is what we have today. And modern day Costco really hasn't changed their business model. They still run a net zero on almost all of their products, and they make 92% of all of their money off of membership fees. So if Costco wants to make more money, they have to A, maintain the members they have, and B, get more members. So how do you do that?
I wish I had
Well,
Raphael's
they've got
line
the
about
best
cricket
prices,
from the
which,
first Ninja
check,
Turtles
Costco
movie
already
memorized.
does because they run everything at a net zero. They're not making money. You can't get better prices than what Costco already has. So what else can they do to improve their business? They have to make shopping there fun, and that's exactly what they do. Okay, and this
They
is where
have
the
their own
psychological
theme music,
warfare
for
and
God's
magic comes
sake.
into play, all right? Because the second you walk up to a Costco, you have to pull out your membership card, and on the back side of those Costco membership cards, it's literally a photo ID. Like, you're not getting into this exclusive club unless you are a member.
Never cross the rope. No, but my friends are on the inside. Lose them.
The mask is fairly
Yeah, so
high up
rather
there
than
as Jim
being
Carrey
quote-unquote
films go.
exclusive,
I'll be
you feel
honest.
like a boss walking up to the bouncer at a nightclub, and he just opens up the velvet ropes for you and waves you in because you're a member. And the psychological warfare just keeps going from there, right? Because the first aisle that you walk into, by design, is the expensive electronics aisle, okay? You sitting there, you're looking at like, "Ah, shit, do I need a $4,000 TV? I
All
probably
we have
shouldn't.
is a
Okay,
Sam's
I'm
Club.
not going to get the TV. And then you go about your shopping and you think you did a good job, right? They did that shit on purpose because now you think to yourself, oh, wow, I just saved $4,000 because I didn't buy a TV the size of my garage door. So now you're like 10 times.
It has to be the garage door specifically.
Something else for yourself.
So-called
because you
fat
feel like
electrician,
you
no
just
wires
saved
on set,
$4,000.
no
So all of a
caliper, no
sudden,
tester, no
that
batteries,
$80
no wire
purchase you're gonna
stripper,
splurge
no
on
wire
doesn't
cutter.
feel like a big deal, and that is
You
what
hate
makes
to
the
see
shopping
these
fun.
frauds.
Within 3 minutes of stepping foot inside of Costco, they've already made you feel like an exclusive member of their club, and they have convinced you that this is no longer a shopping trip. This is a trip where you get to treat yourself.
How many match recordings are there for AJ Boom? Unknown.
And now they're about to turn the entire shopping trip into an adventure because Costco uses what they call the treasure hunt strategy, which basically means Costco is constantly moving around all of their items to different locations. So no matter how many times you go to Costco, you never know where you're going, okay? You're on a constant hunt for the milk, the eggs, the bread.
Why do you sound like
And then you're running
H3H3
across, like,
sometimes? That's the most
LED
insulting
high-speed
thing
internet
anyone's ever
toasters
told
for
me.
$80, and you're like, holy shit, I need that. And while that's going on, you've got
God
an
will
army of
strike
old
you down
women
for this.
constantly
I want you to
trying
know
get
that.
samples of food.
This is not pudding.
It will not be a quick smiting
And
either.
while that's going on, there's no lull
You're gonna
in
get all
action.
the plagues.
There's never a delay in the adventure that
You
you're
will
having
regret your
because
words and
Costco
deeds.
doesn't have very many items, okay? Costco, on average, has about
Where?
3,700 different items available in one of their stores, compared to, like, Walmart that has over 50,000. Okay, this means there's no choices to be made, right? A normal grocery store has an entire aisle of 700
Can you specifically sound
different
fat
types of
and
salad
Jewish
dressing.
at the
You know
same
what
time?
Costco has? A
You mean
fucking
Nathan Lane?
pyramid of ranch. It looks like you're getting the ranch, huh? Keep the adventure moving.
I don't think I can sound like
But
Nathan
I like
Lane
having a lot of
specifically, no.
options. But no, you don't. I know you think you like options, but you don't. People's actions say otherwise. Almost nobody appreciates having options. Watch this, I'll prove it to you. I'm gonna call my wife and I'm gonna very tactfully give her 0 options about where we're gonna go to lunch today. And then I'm gonna call her tomorrow and I'll edit it in and I'm gonna give her all the options in the world and we're gonna see which one she actually prefers.
Hello.
Hey, guess where I'm taking you for lunch?
Where?
Mexican restaurant.
Ooh, okay. I'll be ready in 15 minutes.
All right, love you.
Love you, bye.
See you in 24
Chad, I
hours.
just had Mexican last night. It was an extremely large burrito.
Hello.
Hey, I'm hungry.
It was
What do you want for
fantastic.
lunch?
I don't know.
You want Chinese?
No.
Mexican?
No.
Burgers?
What was in it?
No.
Italian?
Yeah, no.
All right, you figure out where you want.
If I recall correctly, mashed pinto beans, Spanish rice,
Fucking science.
Pico de
Whether
Gallo.
People know it or not, they actually hate
Shredded
having too many
cheddar?
options because it makes you think. And when you
Some
have to
type
stop
of
to
tomato
think,
paste.
You have to stop, which breaks up the action, right? If you're having sex with somebody,
And
you don't
beef.
want them right in the middle of it to be like, hey, did you lock the front door? Like, I don't
it good?
give a shit.
Yes.
Unless there's a Velociraptor that kicks down that door, I'm in the middle of something right now, okay? Let's keep doing this. And this is true for like almost everything, right? You think Ice Cube would be one of the greatest rappers of all time if right in the middle of his song, Today Was a Good Day, he stopped and gave you a fucking pop quiz on geography? No, just enjoy the song and listen to it and you're happy. So when you're shopping at
Chad, I don't
Costco,
think I've
this
ever
is
listened to
adventure. This is a
anything
treasure hunt, and there's no
Ice-T has
thinking,
ever
and there's
done.
no breaks in the action ever. You're having
I don't think I've listened to the
blast.
man's
And if
songs
that
once in
wasn't
my
enough,
life.
The aesthetic of the overall store is absolutely
I
incredible.
know the man
Ever go into a
exclusively
local
from,
grocery
like,
store
film.
when you were a kid and your mom couldn't find something and she goes up to the employee and is like, do you have this? And they're like, no, we don't have it on the shelf. And your mom goes, she says the magic words, oh, can you go check in the back? And you're like,
Thief,
"What the
is
fuck
your-
what's in the back? What's going on?
Is your
back
frame
there?"
of reference
Guess
for
what?
good
Costco,
sex
you're in
half
the
an
back,
hour?
Okay, I'm 99% sure that we're living in a simulation.
Thief.
And Costco is the spawn point for all of the stuff. I mean, it's got to be, right? Costco's got like food and clothes and electronics, you know,
No.
the common loot, but they've also got the rare shit that you can go find. So when Mrs. Fat Electrician gets sidetracked smelling 15 different types of candles, I'm going on a side quest to find something cool. What am I looking for? I have no idea. I'll know when I find it. Okay, Costco's the only grocery store on the planet that you can just wander off and end up finding a signed jersey from Magic Johnson in 2024 when he
That's so
retired in
specific.
1996, okay? You're just looking at it like, what is happening right now? And then you look over and you're like, oh, there's a ring that costs $340,000. You're
He
just looking
takes
at it and you're
30
like,
minutes with
this
his
literally
mother.
costs more than the house that I live in. I'm fucking stealing this. And you're like, no, I can't. You put it back, and now you feel like a good person, and Costco is boosting your self-esteem. So you get done shopping, and then you realize you're hungry. You have developed an appetite from adventuring for the past 2 hours, and holy shit, Costco has a food court. So you go
They
over to the
do,
food
that's
court,
right,
and
I
you're like,
completely
"You know what?
forgot
I've
about
done
that.
15 years. I'm gonna
Maybe
go
I should
ahead
go to a
for hot
Costco
dog
at some
and a
point.
soda." They ring you up at the cash register. It's $1.50 for a hot dog and a soda, okay? And just to
Dude,
be
I
clear,
could
this isn't
annihilate
like
a hot
one of the
dog right now, I'll be for
little
real.
bullshit hot dogs that you like give to the kids at the barbecue while the adults are eating steaks and burgers. No, this is the fucking hot dog that she tells you not to worry about, okay? This is a fucking, you went to a baseball game and got one of those big ass novelty hot dogs.
I don't
Size
want a
hot dogs.
foot-long
And
hot
that
dog.
plus a soda
I want it
with
to
3
fit into the
meatballs
bun
was
so I have the
$1.50.
taste
So
of the
then,
bread
because
and the
you're a good
meat
person,
together.
because you didn't steal that ring, you
I don't want to have
politely inform
just the
cashier
meat on
that
its
you
own.
messed up and accidentally gave me the hot dog for free, and that's just the tax. And she's
Everyone
like, no,
use your
it's
greatest mom
$1.50.
work on
We have
user
raised the price
McBandit
of the
Hope.
hot dog combo since 1984 when we came out with it.
What a
because of
good
the
son
principles
Thief
of the
is,
matter.
keeping his
You
mother
understand
warm
how
every
crazy
night.
That is? 1984 was 40 years ago, okay? We've
All
had more
alone in that
inflation than
motel
that
room
house
surrounded
value
by
up
cats.
Since then, and they've refused to raise the price, okay?
Walls
Dollar
as
Tree
thin as
is now
paper.
$1.25 tree, and this hot dog is still $1.50.
The dead of winter.
So then you go home full and happy, but still fascinated by this $1.50 hot dog. So you
Man
decide to
of the
look into it. How is
household.
it possible? Was that actually meat inside that hot dog? What is going on here? And then you Google it and you hear the famous Costco hot dog story. Okay, apparently the higher ups at Costco came to the owner, Jeff Sinegal, at this
The what
point in time,
now?
Saul Price's protege.
There's a story
And
for
they're like,
this?
We got to sell this hot dog for more than $1.50. At which point, Jeff said, and I quote, "If you raise the effing hot dog, I will kill you." Figure it out.
Whatever you think, you better think again. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to hit
That's
you.
actually great.
And I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker.
Chat.
I will massacre you. I will fuck you up.
Is Les
Just
Grossman the
Costco did
greatest
figure
thing
that out in what is
Tom
probably
Cruise
the
has
most
ever
gangster way
contributed
possible,
to the
right?
realm
They
of
didn't
film?
sacrifice the quality
I
of the
feel
hot
like it's
dogs
gotta
and
be
those
up there,
horrible
right?
Hot dogs. So they're like, you know what? The only thing we can do is to build our own.
Thief wants a
hot dog
sister and will take
manufacturing
matters into his
facility,
own
and one of them's not gonna be
hands.
enough. We're gonna build 2 of them, one in LA and one in Chicago, and then we can control the price of hot dogs. And this figure it out attitude doesn't just stop at the hot dogs. When Costco wants something done, they
Love
get it
Tropic
done.
Thunder, as
And
everyone
here's another
should.
Example. They wanted to build a new Costco in LA. And here's the problem with that. Getting anything done in the state of California, especially a major city like LA, is an absolute nightmare. California
It's true,
is
just
not
look at the
rated
last 2
very
weeks.
well as far as being business friendly goes, and it just takes forever to get anything done, right? You want to put up a new building, you got to have environmental impact studies, all this other bullshit. You got to pay a bunch in fees. It's just a complete nightmare, and it's going to take 20 years for them to put up a 300,000 square foot warehouse. But They had a new rule that due to the housing crisis, they would expedite immediately any projects that had affordable housing. So Costco is in the process of building a Costco in the middle of LA that has fucking apartments on top of it, just so they can start slinging $1.50 hot dogs. In conclusion, Costco
That's commitment
is
to the
most
bit, if
gangster
nothing
grocery
else.
store on the planet. Their slogans are,
Is there a reason your
"The
model
right
has such
thing
short
and
arms?
More is more, and that about covers
You
it.
missed the
Thank you for
beginning of the
watching. Best
stream.
way to support the channel is go buy some merch
Let me,
over at
where am I? Where am I? Oh God. Oh no.
Every single
Oh
item
God.
purchased out of my merch store, whether it's a sticker or a hoodie or a shirt.
What,
or
I'm
a
marketable
koozie,
this way.
is going to get you one entry to win a custom
What's wrong?
Steelhead Outdoors Fat Electrician gun cabinet. And second place is going to get a custom Steelhead
We're
Outdoors
doing
Fat
YouTube
Electrician
branded
pistol
gun
box.
cabinets
And third place
now?
is going to get a big care package from Wiley X, my favorite glasses.
Tropic Thunder is rated exactly as good as it should be, but I've never really heard anyone talk shit about it. I would hope not, quite frankly. I should go to a Costco at some point. Next! From Daz Ninja streams in chat. Good job, Ninja, putting your own YouTube channel here. Hulk Hogan, 10-10-220 commercial compilation.
Oh, my ears! She's terrible!
She's great.
You're being too easy on her, Hulk.
You know, it's fitting we already had one of these commercials in the wrestling stream.
I know 10-10-220 is cheap, but it's easy too.
Yeah, there's no
MCU fans discovering Robert Downey Jr.'s role in it, and he refused to apologize for it
Easy
because he had nothing to
Wants try
apologize
it.
for.
Thank you.
I told you she was great.
You should switch to decaf.
Dial 10-10-220.
That is known pussy eater Alf, yes.
My friends call me sensitive. I guess I am a bit.
I'm doing the Leo point! This is the one I used for the wrestling show.
Me thinketh, that stinketh. Alf, it's about 10-10-220.
Well, don't forget the best part. 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes. It's cheap.
Chat, all the matches are edited, by the way. For the next wrestling episode, they're all edited together.
Yeah, this is
all of them.
great, brother.
Got that right, sister.
Dial 10.
I just have to do the in-between things. And then it's like done.
They call this art?
I'll tell you what I call it, brother.
It symbolizes my frustration of committing to a phone plan I don't always need.
You should be down at 10-10-220, little dude.
Yeah, it's a great phone service with no monthly commitment.
With 10-10-220,
Was there an exact year everyone turned on Hogan unanimously?
A little or a lot.
That is a great deal.
Now this speaks to me.
Was it only the last few years where everyone kind of realized he's a lying sack of shit? 2015?
Act like a swan. Be a swan.
No, that was for completely different reasons.
Sorry, kind of new at this.
That's okay. It's good to try new things.
That's what I tell people about 10-10-220.
I use that. All my calls up to 20 minutes are 99 cents.
I haven't signed up for that.
You don't have to. Just dial 10-10-220.
2017.
Then 1 and the number.
That's easy.
It sure is. I knew you could do it.
Help! I think I'm stuck.
2015 was a decade ago, chat. The Hogan Meister. God, he's so fucking cool. Anyway. You get one. That's what you get in life. Next. From Catatonic Youths. Live music is good. Let's see if the music industry kicks my ass on this one. The cart specifically. Is this what drugs are like? Why does this woman have a pompadour? Jesus Christ, no. That's not. No, man, that's not how the. Stop. Stop it.
Looking like a truth of lava.
Fucking ruining fucking equipment. You're not even on this fucking show. What Good. You fucking almost ruined their fucking equipment. It's fucking rude. Who the fuck are you?
Highly expensive at that.
You're fucking immature. How old are you, dude? What the fuck? You're a fucking retard. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking piece of shit.
Tell me they included the Chuck Berry and Yoko incident. That's a good bit in general. Rare Marilyn Manson appearance. Jesus does not approve of this. You're just asking for a disaster right now. Don't do it. Stop. Dude, that thing is beyond... No. You're not getting anything out of that.
Y'all down with shit, but now my dick hard, so go down on it.
What in God's name have you done? Like the type of setup I would have when I'm playing Crazy Taxi. Yeah, it's some good bass, dude. We all need to be a lot more calm about this. I hate anyone that sings like that. I always have. Couldn't stand it. That's an oddly specific fetish, but I'm sure Epstein had you covered. He felt like Arn Anderson. Just don't bother catching him at all. Reminds me, James Rolfe has a shitty nerd rock band. I thought I was about to get banned there for a second, dude. Can we rewind that Shakira bit for a second? It was really funny. No.
Technical death metal.
That's how you ruin high equipment, dude.
Partying is cool. Dying is not.
It's very well said. Hey, look, I recognize that guy. I recognize that man. I love her so much, chat. Chat, I love her so much. Chat, you will never experience anything quite as pure as a man's love for a video game character for a straight 2 decades. Next. Same channel. Catatonic Youths. Live music is good. Parte 2. Oh, he's real high. When are you buying your sister that exact red dress? Soon enough. Speaking of dresses, chat, I added more things to the throne if anyone feels like spending $7 on me. Break it down! He's doing it! Rate Ozzy's drug-melted brain singing Christmas songs. It's a wonder he had to auto-tune himself for it. Throne link here. I figured out how to get the bot to, like, spit out a link every few minutes, by the way. So the throne is in there. So's the Patreon.
What do we all do when we hear rock music?
Raise
our
our
arm is up, and that's what you do.
If you have your thumb out, that means something completely different. Good job, jackass. I thought this was a Steve-O bit for a second.
I want to get my dick sucked.
Same, man. How far until YouTube monetization? About as far as that guy chucked his guitar. That's a lot of drugs you're on right now, man.
Can't forget about potatoes.
Real answer? I don't know, like 43?
Oh my God! I love you so much! Oh my God! My glasses are
Jesus Christ, Johnny Depp. These are the noises I used to make as a child when I was doing a bit. Good job, moron.
Show me. Cause we got the Walking Dead. Cause we got the Walking Dead.
That was a theft on camera. That's what that was. Can we play the clip of Rob Zombie dying trying to sing Super Beast on stage? It's a good bit. Someone should post it. Maybe we'll do that before the night is over.
Good evening, humans. My name is Electricity, and this is my band Metal Tech, the Lord Thrapston Flagellator, and the insidious Dr. Mayhem.
And drugs must be great. You are sure as shit not gonna do that. Ah, arson. Chat, what is with, like, old rock and metal's obsession with throne stuff? It's like every other band is throne stuff. Good job. Ah. Chat, she calls to me every day. Hey, it's Dracula. Anyway. Metal makes you do weird shit, dude. From EllieHandleB.wave, RoboCop in Cyberpunk 2077. Oh boy, I can't wait for the stream to be banned in half the planet.
Hey, I'm giving you one last chance.
Huh?
Drop it.
Huh? You want a piece of me?
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
He's so cool. I should play Rogue City again.
What in hell? Peace, officer. Motherfucker. Think it over, creep.
And Cyberpunk sucks. Why would you make a game like Cyberpunk and then not have the capacity to make your own character or roleplay whatever you want? Shut up, Jesse Cox.
Told you I'd end.
Chibi Ori. Yes, that's me.
But there are fates worse than death.
Unbelievable that bastard's somewhere in your head.
Excuse me.
Who's cooler, RoboCop or Judge Dredd? They would have a begrudging team up, I think. RoboCop would wear Atom Smasher like a scarf. It's not even close, dude.
Can and will be used against you in a court of law.
He's so cool. I wish I was cool like RoboCop. Was there ever consideration for a RoboCop versus Terminator movie? I think there were some scripts floating around back in the day, considering the popularity of just everything having to do with it, but it just never went anywhere. It's unfortunate, I know. It's like you had the comics and you had the game, and it's just, so good. Next. From MV Zone, Stan Henson, Lariat Collection, Moon Runes. This is Fork's guy, isn't it? He's got a good goddamn lariat. It's a shame Wrestling Empire only has the one clothesline you can use for a finisher. Akira Toriyama's favorite wrestler, good taste. Chat, I saw a post today on thattheirtwitter.com. Someone had AI generated an image of Toriyama and Stan Lee posing for a photo together. And it was captioned with, they both agree Goku would beat Superman. I genuinely don't know if the guy who made that thinks Stan Lee made Superman or not. I can't tell about these things anymore, man. That's a good one. Is Mox the only guy that wrestles like this nowadays? Hangman? He's got a bit more high-fly stuff in his moveset, but otherwise, yeah, you know what, that tracks. Gunther? When I think of Gunther, I think of, like, a powerhouse technician. Probably has the best chop in the business, bar none. I haven't actually seen many matches with Ilya Dragunov, to be honest. Dark Hangman. Saying Dark Hangman has the same energy as saying Dark Maga. It makes me laugh. Hangman brackets chaotic neutral. That's some good shit. Chat, when was the last time someone accidentally knocked themselves out in a wrestling match? Yo, it's Vader. How do you miss with a big boot? Took his goddamn head off with that one. I regret to inform the audience Kamala has died. That was a limp boot if ever I've seen one, dude. Eee. It looks so good. The most powerful thing you can do in wrestling is be fat and mobile. You're not wrong. I miss Umaga. Harris should have made her entrance with Kamala's theme song. Just get wheeled down in a tiny miniature ring. Wearing the mask and everything. Clotheslines in general, very underrated. That's a nice one. I like that. I love her so much. I won't stop saying it. Yeah, it's a good one. Next! From Swish Films, Inc., YouTube Poop, Zelda, Faces of Evil, alternate ending.
Join me, Link, and I will make your face the greatest in Korodai, or else you will die.
Yeah, I want to.
Join
Ganon.
Oh, great. You must bring your face into the pit.
Oh, boy. Wow, my face is great. All those heads. They're no match for my head. This is boring.
This is a lost art. Like, there's still YouTube poops coming out. It's just... doing them with these specific games, you're never gonna get anything this, like,
Can we help?
perfectly ran through as these.
Shit on me.
What a fair point. She's so small. Next. From Vire is Gray. YouTube poop. Michael Rosen completely liquefies. That's getting skipped.
Your life was gonna be this way. Nice.
Thief actively trying to get me executed by the music industry.
She said, must have been letting. I think it's really bad news. They don't put paper towels in our school loos. If you need to dry your hands, you have to use the shitty hand dryer. I wonder who thought that was a good idea. Awful. Haribo was sitting in front of me and I saw him. George said, sometimes my dad doesn't shit. If there's one thing I love, it's a fuck.
Even a child has more discipline.
It's either edge copyright or go back to the cave. The copyright limit for music is 8 seconds.
The Michael Rosen app.
It has to be under 8 seconds, no matter what.
Between a joke and a rhetorical question. Quiet, big. No need to shoehorn in profanities. No need to shit.
Paper towels were always the cure for everything in primary school.
What the hell was that? That's enough. There was blood on his face and he
Is
screamed.
primary school, elementary school, middle school, or high school? I don't pay attention to anything you people do.
Cafe on holiday in Cambodia. My dad called me. Well,
Mum's dead on the floor.
hooray! Yeah!
Stop doing that.
I thought he was about to burst into Megalovania. I'll be honest.
Mum
I thought it was
reads
gonna
to
happen.
me every night. She sits on the edge of the bed and shits on the edge of the bed. Oh, horrible!
In Scotland, you
Shut your
spend 7
mouth,
years in
you
primary
horrible
and 6 years in
shitty
high school.
prick. Dad? Yes? Your mouth's open. Shut your mouth, prick. And then he says, oh,
So grades
yes.
1 through
Like
7,
the last
alternatively
time
kindergarten
you
through
went
6,
to the bathroom. You
and then
pissed
high
all
school.
over the
Got it.
Hand on the breast. Hand on the breast, feel the rhythm of the boob. Hand on the tube, feel the rhythm of the tube. Hand in the fridge, feel the rhythm of the ice. Hand on your, feel the rhythm of nice. You
Yeah.
can show that you can show that you can show that you can write things that don't make sense. Take, hey diddle 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 diddle. I'm a cow, moo moo moo. Cow jumps off a cliff, and a dick runs away with a spoon. Well, that's quite
Yeah,
odd.
that's usually how they go.
Meant to be a bit funny, perhaps. The bed started to eat me. The sky, Fugel, started to eat me. Oh no, this is horrible! Michael
Like that
Rosen
bit from
started to
Courage?
eat plums. There are poetry CDs, CDs, nuts.
How does he do that with his eyes?
I don't know why I bother.
Me neither.
You may think I'm napping. And you're right.
I'm going to sleep as soon as this stream is over, dude. Well, my brain is thoroughly oozed out of my skull. Hey, it's Onimusha. Anyway. Next! Super Smash Bros. Ultimate characters described by Dracula Flow, the Hidden Llama.
Yahoo! It's Monkey Monday. Show me that monkey. The Cuban link will turn the diamond tester into a pipe bomb. There are bugs under my skin. I need to dig them out with a screwdriver. The bugs are back. Open sea monkeys by the gallon. My tummy feel crazy. She sucked me like a cordless Dyson V8. My shooter a crackhead. He looked like Woody Harrelson. I knew the perk was fake, but I still ate it because I'm a gremlin. I'm gonna need you to suck the pigmentation out of this one, young blood. The fentanyl got me moving like a claymation figure. She dropped that ass on me from an egregious angle. They thought I was Stephen Wallace. Every pup is an insult to God.
Who suggested this one? This one was just sent to me.
Bitch, open up. She listens to rock and roll. I smoke rock and roll. I'm so violent and sick in the head, I can't tell if I want to kill my ops or fuck them. I got my DNA test back. Turns out I'm 100% Himalayan. They needed a stealth soldier, so I put my hands on the hibachi hot plate at Benihana and burn my fucking fingerprints off. They will not find me. Konnichiwa, you little jit. I took 2 limitless pills to limit myself. Zaza got me talking like Pingu. My impulsive nature causes conflict at any given time.
How is every line so good?
I have a pink tip. Get Shorty out of here. She's built like a J electronica verse. AK sing like a castrati. I'll fucking kill you. I'm claiming every corner, every block. Fuck it. I'm coming for every enzyme. I want to watch you burn. There's too much pussy out there to kill yourself. If this watch breaks, the foreign exchange market will take a 28% hit. People will die. I can't wait to curb stomp you in these dumb, ugly-ass Rick Owens shoes. Got the registered God particle on my hip, ready to have some hickory smoked up. Slowly faded into darkness, and I let the archangels take him. Shorty got a BBL, took that shit out because she couldn't run. Ah! I'm getting too much money. I'm doing some initiative. Blew up their entire quadrant. I'm moving like Oppenheimer. Motherfucker, these are not Ruru Rimmons. These are chrome hearts. I'm high on 12 Jason Bournes. looking to beat the cum out of a thick, fresh oak. You ran off with the DD car, triple espresso, personal hotspot, stem gripper lump. I got more sticks than a fucking forest. I bawled so hard they thought I was a fucking nutsack. Fuck it, I ate the op. My dogs will do anything for a Newport, and I mean anything. I'm starting to get real pissed off. We smoking that IBM quantum computer. Chopper's small and sturdy, built like Wilmer Valderrama. I'm loyal to whoever pays the most. My pocket's deep. No pocket watching in these parts. Turned his sorry ass into some data. My bitch looks like David Hasselhoff. I have more perks than there are stars in the Leo cluster. She broke my heart, had me shadowboxing behind the 7-Eleven. Real premium French scatatouille. I don't know who I am anymore. I'm getting too much money. I see God. I smoke real Imrani, rapscallion ghost nuggets. Y'all can't fuck with me. 58% THC pre-rolled joints, rolled in keef, had me reading the book of Revelations. We are indeed close. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of feeling myself right now, gang. This Zaza will give you a 2019 Alex Caruso hairline. I'm a dog. I don't want to kill them. Shut up. I don't want to kill anybody. Got a ruptured eardrum from having my ear to the streets for so fucking long. You think I care about this shit? Ask me if I care about this shit, because I don't give a shit. If I had $1 for every time they said I gave a shit, I'd be broke, because I don't give a shit. I have no character. This Luger will send a Christian to hell. I'm a mud baby. I can't stop. Tied the ops to the back of a Trackhawk and dragged him around the block for 24 hours. Choked his goofy ass out with a BB Simon belt. There are consequences to your crimes against Dracula. Just finished on my own stomach. Time for some oxtail. Shorty's head built like a garlic knot. That's what my Hellcat sounds like. This blunt is overwhelmingly large. This blunt has a pulse. Rome wasn't built in a day, but this 9mm certainly was. I had to cast a spell on that motherfucker. Boy ran off with a Banjo-Kazooie. I got to where I am today through violence. I'm thankful for it. Haters in shambles, they stay picking the corn out of my shit. Woo-chow! Spun around the block so many times they thought it was fucking Minecraft. Destroyed his bando with a solar flare. I'm back to back with God shaking the fucking universe. This is an army of two. I'm not loyal to anybody. I'm a demon. I have no loyalty for anyone. I believe in you. You can accomplish anything you want in this life. This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
Oh, God.
This guy who ran off on the pack got choked out by some Givenchy gloves.
It's too
they thought
funny.
They could stop a demon. I'm back. Ops was talking crazy. Shot him in the mouth. I've been fully consumed by hatred, jealousy, and lust. Pussy boy wanted beef with me over galactic acquisition. I'm Dracula. I'm 12 million years old. I smoked a new op, his meat came right off the bone. Step the wrong way and you will perish. I went dark a long time ago.
Jesus Christ! I didn't have anything to say to that. It was just too good. Rate the team of Draken Fed Smoker 10. Immaculate. Perfect in every way. Absolutely phenomenal. Next. Weird history food. What happened to the Taco Bell Chihuahua? Finally, some real history.
If you were around in the late 90s, you couldn't escape the Taco Bell Chihuahua.
You rang?
No, really. The
Hey, it's
little
him.
dog was everywhere, appearing
It's
in
true.
commercials, hawking adorable collectibles, starring in blockbuster movie tie-ins, and possibly even invading your dreams. Then, as quickly as he appeared, the little guy vanished.
It was gone.
What happened? Today, we're getting to the bottom of what happened to the Taco Bell Chihuahua. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. After that, leave us a comment and let us know what other classic
Not too
mascots
fond of
you
mac
would
and
like to
cheese.
hear about next. Okay, time to get our paws dirty. Taco Bell already had a reputation for humorous, offbeat advertising throughout the 1990s.
Yeah, they totally did.
Survived the franchise wars in Demolition Man for nothing. For instance, you may remember the Taco Neck Syndrome campaign, featuring Shaquille O'Neal.
Vaguely,
highlighting
actually.
A previously unknown medical condition involving
I've thought
the
about that shit in
continual
years.
rotation of a person's head in order to take proper bites of a taco. Hey, we said you may remember.
Get some more of those tacos.
Not that you would. The idea behind taco neck syndrome was simple. If you ate enough tacos, your neck would permanently bend to the side to accommodate the constant motion of shoving crunchy goodness into your mouth.
It's
As
true.
Shaq helpfully demonstrated in the ads. Another campaign saw Shaq squaring off against fellow basketball giant Hakeem Olajuwon in a taco-themed Clash of Titans. Unfortunately, the Titans didn't actually get to clash because, in a twist of fate crueler than a leaky taco shell, Olajuwon had to drop out at the last minute due to an injury. In 1996, Taco Bell made a bizarre attempt at becoming part of U.S. history. On April 1st,
This was a funny one.
Fool's Day, the chain announced it had purchased the Liberty Bell and were renaming it the Taco Liberty Bell. But not everyone got the joke.
Absolutely
There
mogged.
was outrage, confusion, and more than a few patriotic
Worked into a
tears
shoot.
shed. The chaos only subsided after Taco Bell admitted it was all a gag. While these off-the-wall promotions got people talking about the fast food icon, they rarely equated to spikes in sales. But Taco Bell was undeterred. The bar was set high for weirdness, and they were about to clear it with a very small dog.
At last.
Enter the Chihuahua, the George Clooney of fast food mascots.
The
Small,
creature.
charismatic, and undeniably unforgettable. This little dog made its debut in a 1997 commercial. Voiced by Carlos Alazraqui of Reno 911 and Rocco's Modern Life,
That's
the
my boy.
Chihuahua instantly won over hearts and stomachs with the catchphrase, Yo quiero Taco Bell, which in English means simply, I want Taco Bell. The Taco Bell Chihuahua was a male character, but the dog in the commercials was actually female. Her
It's
name
true.
was Gidget, and in addition to the Taco Bell ads, she had a few other acting gigs, further cementing her status as the most famous Chihuahua in recent memory.
George Lopez
But it
could
wasn't just
never.
the catchphrase that caught on. It was the Chihuahua's whole aura. The tiny dog, with its huge personality, stood as a symbol for every taco lover in the nation. Also, it was extremely adorable. Never underestimate the power of cuteness. Just look
God's
at
greatest killing machine.
Taco Bell Chihuahua became a massive pop culture phenomenon, which is the natural trajectory for any tiny, sassy dog. Merchandise was everywhere, including t-shirts and even toy plush chihuahuas for kids that
I think I had one of the-
Yo quiero Taco
Yeah, I
Bell
had that.
at the push of a
I had
button.
one of those.
There were even tie-ins with the 1998 Roland Emmerich blockbuster Godzilla, a gargantuan skyscraper-demolishing lizard teaming up with a tiny chihuahua calmly demanding tacos made a weird amount of sense. Sort of like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito in Twins. The country went similarly abuzz with the Taco Bell Chihuahua's subsequent catchphrases like
Viva Gorditas!
and anchors on ESPN
Man.
SportsCenter regularly slipped Drop the Chalupa into highlights. Merchandise flew off shelves, and for a while, it seemed like the Taco Bell Chihuahua had succeeded where Shaq, Hakeem, and even the Liberty Bell had failed. Everything was
The
coming
power.
up tacos, until suddenly, it wasn't. As with any meteoric rise, there must inevitably come the fall. Like an ancient Greek tragedy, but with tacos, the Taco Bell Chihuahua's success was met with controversy and a string of unfortunate events. Not long after the campaign took off, the Chihuahua started facing accusations of racism. Some individuals
beg your
and
pardon?
groups felt that the use of a dog with a stereotypical Mexican accent was problematic,
You mean a real
as it
accent?
seemed to reinforce negative cultural stereotypes. Latino civil rights leader Mario G.
Voiced
Robledo
by a
called
Latino?
for a boycott of the
My
restaurant
guy?
if the ads weren't discontinued. Matters were made worse when one ad featured the dog dressed as Che Guevara, the famous Argentine Marxist revolutionary who remains a controversial figure to this day. While
Yes,
it
it's
was
called
tongue-in-cheek
parody.
Humor, it struck some as insensitive rather than ironic. And then there was the lawsuit. Taco Bell became flame-embroiled in a bitter legal dispute over the creation of its famous mascot.
You can't handle the truth.
According to the Seattle Times, dispute over the rights to market the sassy Chihuahua began in 1998, when Joseph Shields and Thomas Rinks of Grand Rapids, Michigan, filed suit claiming breach of contract. In the suit, Shields and Rinks alleged that they had developed a psycho Chihuahua cartoon character and had met with Taco Bell's advertising team to potentially use the character in a series of commercials, when the fast food giant stole their concept and took it to another agency. In the world of advertising, the only thing worse than a deflating chalupa is a deflating paycheck. Taco Bell wound up on the losing
We
end
can't
of
have
this
anything
particular
nice.
court battle and was forced to hard shell out millions of dollars in damages. This is the part where fast food meets existentialism.
A
You
little
can
bit,
sell
yeah.
the funniest commercials in the world, but if it doesn't result in a surging customer base suddenly demanding chalupas like they're going out of style, the marketing department starts to get a little sweaty. Despite the Chihuahua's runaway popularity, the sassy little pup didn't translate into increased sales for Taco Bell. Taco neck syndrome had struck once again. By 2000, Taco Bell pulled the plug on the campaign, citing everything from the allegations of racism, to the lawsuit, to the disappointing sales numbers. Godzilla tanking at the box office like he ate too many party packs probably
Yeah,
didn't
that
help
wouldn't
much
help.
either.
Godzilla, want something to drink?
Despite what some internet rumors claim, the campaign was not retired because Gidget the dog passed away, although that would have added yet another layer to this 7-layer
Didn't
tragedy.
happen until much later.
Gidget lived on, refusing to let the Taco Bell fiasco derail her dreams of stardom. She continued to make sporadic appearances in pop culture, including more commercials and a brief but memorable role in Legally Blonde 2. Eventually, she passed away in 2009 at the
Pour one
ripe old
out.
age of 15, finishing out with a longer and more successful career than most human actors. While the ultimate reason why Taco Bell retired the Chihuahua that laid the Golden Gordita is still a matter of debate, it seems like it was more of a perfect storm of bad publicity and mediocre sales than any single factor. Also, there are only so many catchphrases a character can spew at an audience before they are simply exhausted.
I don't know, man. I could listen to that shit forever. We'll kill all advertisers one day, chat. Together.
So what does a fast food empire do after retiring its most iconic mascot? Apparently, they turn their attention to space. Yes.
As you
Taco
do.
Bell's next big marketing stunt came in 2001, when the chain promised free tacos to everyone in America if the Russian Mir space station landed on a giant target Taco Bell had set up in the Pacific Ocean. This, if you think about it, was Taco Bell's advertising department fully embracing the absurd. No little dog demanding tacos this time. We're aiming for the stars. As you might expect, the Mir space station did not land on the target, so no one won any tacos at all. This was probably what Taco Bell had in mind all along, as the odds of Mir landing in that exact spot were pretty astronomical.
Give it a wild guess. 1 in a million.
That bit from the last Slop stream? Yeah.
About 1 in 7.5 billion.
And no economy in the world could handle the sudden influx of taco demand that would have followed a successful space target landing. But in the spirit of the Liberty Bell stunt, it got everyone talking about Taco Bell.
As he
Today,
do.
Taco Bell continues to evolve, leaving behind
Oh,
mascots
God.
and
Ugh.
focusing more on cultivating its brand through viral marketing,
Not too
social
fond of
media
this guy.
campaigns, and
Not one bit.
high-profile menu items. But for many, the Taco Bell Chihuahua remains the pinnacle of fast food marketing.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
It was a character that transcended the product and created a catchphrase that still lingers in the collective consciousness of a generation, like the "Where's the Beef Lady" before it.
Where's the beef?
Or Ernest P. Worrell. In the end, the Taco Bell
R.I.P.
Chihuahua
Jim Varney.
didn't fail because it wasn't loved. It failed because, in a way, it was too successful. He became a pop culture icon, bigger than the tacos he was meant to promote. But people loved the dog, not necessarily the chalupa it was selling.
I would
And while
share
the
a
Chihuahua
chalupa with
may
this
not
dog.
be as recognized today as other fast food characters, like the Hamburglar and whatever Grimace is supposed to be, its many catchphrases are forever etched into the minds of anyone who was lucky enough to witness the rise and fall of one of the weirdest, most beloved mascots in history.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
So what do you think? Do you have fond
A
memories
beloved
of the
creature.
Taco Bell Chihuahua?
Mac
Let
tonight.
us
Don't
know
remind
in
me
the
that
comments
happened.
below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other weird history food videos.
Check out these deals of the week.
Leave me alone, advertisers. Yeah, it was alright. That wasn't bad. Next. Jeannie collects rules for dating my daughter. Oh, yeah, this will go well.
Rules for dating my daughter. Though she will claim otherwise, she is perfectly safe and experiences no pain or visionary states while inside the machine. Do not be fooled by her slander. Bring her home before midnight, or, at the very least, back somewhere within the audible range of the machine before that time. In the event that your clocks begin to move backwards, await contact from me using the one-time pad that you will receive shortly. If you ever make my daughter cry, close your eyes and cover your ears immediately. If possible, place a damp cloth over your nose and mouth. You have until the completion of the sphere to move to at least 15 meters away. No alcohol or drugs except the grey pills. I have a shotgun, a shovel, and a lot of property to bury things on. Should the unthinkable happen, I would be honoured to attempt to take shelter in a shallow ditch or improvised foxhole with you, despite the obvious fact that firearms could not save us. As her boyfriend, it's your responsibility to protect my daughter from the man in red. If you encounter him, remain calm and cordial, but do not acknowledge any question or statement he makes. When the feather appears in your right hand, destroy it immediately. Do not resist my daughter if she becomes violent. Going limp has repeatedly been proven to be the best way to avoid serious injury. If you happen to go supine, do not swallow anything she spits into your mouth.
But
while you're spending time under my roof, know that I'll be watching your every move for signs of nerve damage or performance of known mannerisms and speech patterns of the man in red. Do not swallow anything she spits into your mouth. Use protection. If she ever gets you pregnant, God help us all.
I should be more alarmed than I am, quite frankly. If you say so. Yeah, right. Junkfoodtaster.com. Gingerbread housemaking kit.
Junkfoodtaster.com, episode 3126. And yeah, but this is a gingerbread house. Yeah, with Haribo decoration stuff. Alright.
YouTube in the year of our Lord 2025, listening to a German man speak.
I'll be able to do it correctly and stuff. I at least try it. So here we go, let's open this big box.
Haribo's been around for like a century, right, Chad?
Directions, how to do it.
Like, Haribo is old.
Alright, so this direction is really long and stuff. And it says here, I need patience and skill. I don't know. So let's open the box. And here, like the gingerbread part of the house.
I'm just going to eat this, dude.
Anyways, let's get all of them. That thing sounded funny.
Pretty sure this guy threw 47 grenades at me in World at War.
So this must be all the parts. So the plastic trays are really kind of... The plastic trays look sophisticated. Alright, this is then the Haribo decor stuff.
Chad, I made one singular gingerbread house in my life. I was in like kindergarten or whatever.
Okay.
I don't believe we ever ate it.
Decor elements.
I believe my mother kept it around for like at least a few months, using some type of starch spray to keep it from rotting for as long as possible.
And is there Hansel and Gretel as well? Yeah, awesome.
With the wrestling figures stomping loud on the ground of his apartment.
Awesome. At least Hansel and Gretel and the witch look good.
A little bit.
So I tried to put together the rest of it. Alright, so I'm trying to get the construction done here.
Chad, if you put this much gingerbread in front of me, it's gonna be gone within 5 minutes.
But I think I'm sort of too lazy for this. It was also said that sorry. It was also said that basically
I want to eggnog.
Straighten up like
you drink eggnog?
Oh god. So the first
God, that explains so much.
One again. All right.
Ori, get me some nog.
And in goes the toothpick.
You have $7?
I think it's quite stable now.
Yes,
Alright,
Philistine. First of all,
so maybe some more toothpicks.
I am not aligned with the giant.
Alright, so I put in some more.
Second,
I want to have a stable house. And here comes...
say hi to your mom for me.
Sides. Let's put this in
now.
as well. Here we go.
Make gingerbread houses with my sister each year, because her boyfriend invites us to decorate them with his twin brother and godmother. That's very sweet.
Now, isn't it?
No, you can't say no to me. You work for me.
It's a house.
Using icing to keep the house together. Never seen one that uses toothpicks. I believe
So,
I used icing to keep them together as well.
I think. Yeah, I've got plenty of toothpicks.
Thief drinking eggnog with his mother and cats on the hotel room bed. Yes.
Toothpick. Next one, please. Yeah. Do you enjoy building gingerbread houses yourselves? Let me know. And what's your favorite one? What's your favorite fairy tale?
The sounds coming from this video are what I assume serial killers listen to.
It's quite annoying, actually. I'm just kidding, yeah. I think I put in one here. This would make it stable, wouldn't it? So here we go.
This is a strange video they want us to watch.
I think. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So in it goes. Okay. Here, look at my
Then it'll be easier or harder than icing.
Like an orc fortress from World of Warcraft or something.
Assuming you do it well and it's
okay.
structurally sound still, I assume the
I
toothpicks
think
would be
it's
easier
now
to keep
time
it
for
together
the
with.
roof. I'm asking myself, how should this be put on? Yeah, same technique. Just
You need to
pinning
poke
it.
some more toothpicks through the siding so it creates like a bracket that you can lay it down on.
Yeah, to actually to hit the sides is quite a skill. Okay. Alright, so I'm closing the house right now.
More structurally stable than the average Chinese apartment.
And yep.
Chat. There is an alarming amount of people downloading Red Note
Put this on as well.
and just buying fully in
Right, there we go. The
to
last piece of the
everything
puzzle.
that is being said on that
And
platform.
it's done. And yeah, now we do.
Chat, I knew Zoomers were stupid.
Yeah,
I didn't think it would take less than 24 hours
Something said about one
to
egg,
denounce
icing
Taiwan
sugar.
as a nation.
Alright guys, so here we go. And we only need the white of the egg.
What's Red Note? Don't even
try
ask.
to get it.
Ugh.
Like the first time I'm doing this actually. So yeah. Alright, this worked.
Chat, I finally figured out how to crack an egg without getting the shell into what I need it for, by the way.
I have skill for this. I'm a natural talent.
All I needed was a flat surface to do it on.
Yeah, we are not.
And I did it with 2 eggs,
on the
no
level
problem.
of How to basic yet? So okay. Here we
Red
go.
Note ads or Mormon ads. Mormons are the ones that get to marry their cousins, right?
There's more, of course.
I'm gonna say Red Note's worse on that.
I can open this here. And yeah, get it all out.
Who also didn't follow their CCP lines.
No, stop.
You mean to tell me the
Okay,
Chinese
so
government is
just
evil?
Contamination. Okay.
Some things are even
I swear to
better
God!
together. At Chewy Pharmacy, you get high-quality pet meds.
So let's drop it. And
Marrying cousins and having more than one wife.
he's like, okay. Anyways, so as I said,
How much longer is this? That is an excellent question. You are a third of the way through this video.
Icing sugar. I don't know how much. Let's mix it.
China wants to sell TikTok to Elon Musk. Chad, why does Elon want to get rid of hashtags now? That seems like such a random thing to get rid of for no apparent reason.
And they said I should it should be stiff or something. It should be a good substance. Why can't I use just water? Why it must be egg?
Didn't Mr. Beast want to buy
Nobody
TikTok?
knows. Do you know?
I assumed that guy just says shit to get a buzz and then never goes through with anything, I'll be honest.
It's a very boring part
You can
of the
skip
video.
after he pours the icing.
Apologize, but it has to be done. so, but this must know it, I think. Should be enough.
He wants to not be the subject of humiliating hashtag.
Alright, so here comes like my custom-made icing sugar cone.
Why are we using a cone for this?
It's still a bit liquid, isn't it? But anyways, I will do it now. Yeah, I fill it up. Okay, so here we go, let the fun begin. And I sort of need to fill up the edges or something.
Oh yeah, really dribbling.
So this seems to be ending up in madness. Yeah, basically
Dude, if someone walked into the stream right now, they would have a very bad opinion of what's happening on the screen.
So I'm dropping it all over or something. Oh my God.
This is like glazing
What's
a fucking
happening
figure of
here?
your waifu right now, dude. Your aim is real bad.
I'm out of concept, okay. Yeah, I need to fill up these edges or something. I've wasted all my stuff and now it's inside the bag. Okay, this I think ended up in a complete catastrophe.
Punishes for using hashtags apparently, and that's been a thing since before Elon took over, if I remember correctly.
I think let's sort of drop the rest here.
What's the point of having hashtags enabled to begin with then?
Doing such things basically is non-existing.
It's good for limiting what you see for like a specific subject only.
It's also not that
So why not just push the algorithm to have that if you're looking for things in that vein anyway? Dude, it really just looked like you busted a fat one on this goddamn gingerbread house. What are we doing here?
It's all covered in this icing sugar glaze now.
I did better at this when I was like 7.
Awesome, doesn't it? So only with Dank potato. I'm cleaning my hands now. And then we'll put on the other part.
When is the Ori figure shipping? I still haven't gotten an email about it.
So decoration.
I'm still waiting on it. When I got the
which is wondering
the Q figure,
put it in here
of the Cubert.
Choose a slime.
That took like 3 months altogether before it got to me, I think.
This is candy gingerbread thingant, and I sort of randomly put it onto.
Are those edible? Good question.
Random places. Okay. And
I like how this made vinyl remember about the chibi figure. You'd think seeing a chibi model would do that.
Just made from X. Anyway, so and Hansel and Gretel, I think they stand.
When I can afford
in the front with the witch. Maybe Hansel is on the back side of the house, or is this Gretel? It's probably Gretel. It's not quite sure. Gretel stands here, alright. And yeah, so the mushroom is of course on top of
Wanted
the
to bring it up with the hot gluing top.
So here's the mushroom. And
you are not putting the figure in the jar.
Celebrating Christmas. I don't know. So I'm getting one
illegal
of this glaze from here.
The toothpicks are edible?
I think I'm just putting the Christmas
You can
tree
try, I'm sure.
on top of the house. Okay. And there are also like here pretzels. Yeah. Of course, Hansel and
Does this
Gretel,
end with him
so
taking a bite out of the
fairy
house?
tale, there must be pretzels.
Chad, can you explain to me how I made like a better looking gingerbread house in like single digits than this grown man?
Or was Hansel and Gretel, was it German or French? I don't know.
It had nice looking icing on the ridges only and the connecting points. He's German, you're right.
This is like a glue for this decoration elements. The glaze
He takes
is
a
really
bite and
big.
does the Tom and Jerry yell.
Let's have a look. Come on.
You weren't doing it for content. If YouTube was a thing when I was a child, I would have gotten so many views.
I place the mushroom at the bottom here.
Man.
Okay. And
I was born in the wrong era.
An undefined creature, a bear, I don't know. The bear lives on top. Here, okay. And hours later I'm finished with the decoration, but there were different decoration elements like doors and stuff. I still have to get these on site. Yeah, let me of course know what you think about this awesome house. Would you like to live in the house? Would you like to be a witch or live with a witch? Okay.
Just put the goddamn ingredients together in like a sugar sandwich. No more house building.
And now,
Consume.
Listen, we have Haribo gums to decorate as well. Oh,
Chad, can you explain to me why people combine weird shit like gummy candy with like
at all kind of
confectionaries specifically?
Everywhere.
It's always weirded me out. I never understood it.
Yeah. Nice gums. Okay. So. And now where's the last piece of the decoration? Oh, it's fall off. Alright. So we go. And look at this.
Those stickers? Is that what that is?
The gingerbread sort of decided, not the gingerbread, the pretzel sort of decided to get down as well. Yeah. So these are some sort of, you can eat this as well. It's like eatable paper or something.
Edible stickers?
And yeah, I have no space at the front anymore, so they basically have a back door, I think. I'm just deciding they have a back door. I have to turn this.
How did Ride find this?
So here we go. Here comes the back door.
I don't have the answers to these questions.
Let's glue it up.
I just work here.
And let's put it onto the house.
Scratch and sniff stickers for that new house smell.
Why is Haribo falling off again? And here comes the windows. Window. Here we go. Okay, that's it. What a mess.
A German VTuber watched this and cursed me with it.
Yeah, I basically did.
Like bearing witness to the anti-life equation?
Yeah, I think the construction. I did the construction right. I think with the pigs here, but not that bad. The decoration sort of ended up in a mayhem. I'm kind of sorry, but wouldn't you agree that it sort of looks awesome at least? Anyways, this was a review. I hope you enjoyed it. It's fun if you have.
I'm more confused than anything.
And yeah.
Focus on aesthetics.
So, yeah,
Fair enough.
At least Hansel and Gretel seem to enjoy it. To which not too much. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you in upcoming episodes. Yep. Okay, das ist jetzt das Haribo Hexenhaus.
He placed the German flag over the American flag. This is a subtle reference to the fact that this man is a nationalist and likely belongs on some type of list.
Ja, Zusammenbau mit Zahnstochern hat noch recht gut geklappt. Ja, ging, also man kann es noch aufweichen lassen und so.
If this man just starts spewing out German slurs, I could do nothing about it and wouldn't even know. It's like a ticking time bomb.
Hier, ich habe da eine Glasur angerührt, ist dann zu dünn geraten, glaube ich. Und dann halt ist es mir hier ordentlich, eigentlich müsste man jetzt die Ritzen zukleben und die Zahnstocher rausziehen. Aber wenn ich die Zahnstocher hier rausziehe, bricht logischerweise alles zusammen.
Who would win, this guy or Drakenlord?
Sehr schönen
I'm gonna go with Drakenlord on that one, I'll be honest.
Dekorieren. Hier. Zuckerfiguren. Genau. Und so
Why is she standing in cum?
Und so weiter. Weiter gibt es eigentlich gar nichts zu sagen. Jetzt ein bisschen kurz auf Deutsch. Es ist hier ein bisschen Desaster. Also das Eiweiß zu separieren vom Eigelb hat fast noch gut geklappt, würde ich sagen. Aber halt die Glasur, naja, egal. Gibt sogar eine Rückseite von diesem.
I feel like I'm being held hostage.
Oh, was ist denn hier passiert? Ja, also okay. Tür und Fenstern hat es mittlerweile auch schon ein bisschen verzogen. Und ja, sei.
Is this what it's like to be in an internment camp?
Gefallen. Und ja, bis zur nächsten Folge.
Alright. That was eventful, I suppose. Next! Tasting History with Max Miller. Making school cafeteria pizza from the 1980s and 90s.
If you grew up in the 80s and 90s here in the US, then you probably remember Pizza Day at school. For
I
me,
do.
It was always on Fridays.
Good day.
And it wasn't just any pizza, but the iconic rectangular pizza that I'll be making today using the original recipe.
God, it
from
looks so
1988.
disgusting, I
So
want
thank
it.
you to my Patreon patrons for keeping me flush with ideas for this channel as we go back to middle school.
I know that
for
channel.
Pizza Day.
I've seen a few
This
of the
time
guys'
on
videos.
Tasting History.
I've seen the Hindenburg video, and I think a couple of Titanic
I don't
ones.
usually cover history from the 80s and 90s or anything that recent here on the channel, but when somebody posted on the Tasting History Reddit page the original recipe for this pizza that I so loved in elementary and middle school, I decided that I just had to make it. So this is an episode of Tasting My History.
Any rational
The
man
recipe
would,
comes
quite
from a
frankly.
1988 booklet which was distributed to schools all over the U.S. called Quantity Recipes for School Food Service from the United States Department of Agriculture. And it has
We always had
recipes for
Pizza
all of
Day
your
on
late
Friday
20th
too,
century
and I
school
graduated in the late
favorites like instant mashed
2020s,
potatoes,
2010s.
Sloppy Joes, or Salisbury steak, children.
It's Salisbury
Thief.
Steak Day.
But my favorite was the
There's
square
something
pizza
wrong with you,
or
you know that?
rectangular pizza. And there are a few variations when it comes
I think my
to
pizza
how
days
they
were
made
Thursdays.
this pizza. The first being the crust. For
Granted,
pizza
I never
dough,
went to
use
high
pizza
school,
crust
but you know what I
recipe, see B14, or pourable pizza crust recipe, see B15. Pourable pizza crust, you say? Well, I am intrigued. Now, I don't know if my
As every
mom
Friday was a
used
half
this
day. That
recipe
sounds
or she did
amazing.
The regular pizza crust.
School had
but
breakfast pizza?
I want to make pourable pizza crust, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, the recipe calls for 100 servings. I don't need 100 servings of pizza, so I'm going to reduce it to 10 servings of pizza, for which you will need 2.5 teaspoons or 7 grams of active dry yeast, 1 2/3 cup or 375 milliliters of warm water, 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 2.5 cups or 320 grams of all-purpose or bread flour, 3/4 of a cup or 55 grams of instant
Yes.
dry milk, 2 tablespoons or 25 grams
No.
of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of vegetable oil plus more for greasing the pan, and 1.5 tablespoons or
Kids, don't
15
put
grams of
don't
butter.
put the sugar
First,
in the
dissolve
dough.
the dry yeast into the water
Kids,
and
don't
let
put
it
the
sit
sugar
for
in the
5
dough when you
minutes.
make the
While
dough.
it
Don't
sits,
do it.
add the flour, dry milk, sugar, and salt in a stand mixer and mix using the whisk attachment on low for 4 minutes. I'm not sure exactly why it has you whisk it for so long at this point since there is no liquid in it yet, but that's what the recipe says, so that's what I'm doing. After 4 minutes, add the yeast, which should be nice and frothy, and the vegetable oil to the dough, or actually it calls it a batter, and continue to mix on a medium speed for 10 minutes. And while it mixes, you can
You know,
get
I
your pan
own one of
ready.
those
Now, the
machines. I've
recipe
yet to
actually
use it
calls
for anything
5
ever.
sheet pans, but sheet pans are actually massive. They're not going to fit in a home oven.
Eat so many the school
ones that we
had to
use at
ban
home,
her
even
from the
large
tuck
ones,
stop.
are
That's
half
fucked up,
sheet
dude.
pans. So that's what I'm going to use, and I'm only going to use one of them, which will be for 10 servings. So coat the half sheet pan in a little more
Pizza
oil,
day was
and then
good.
sprinkle the
Spicy
top
chicken
with
sandwich
cornmeal,
day I
trying
think
to
I
get it
preferred in
evenly
general.
distributed. Once the batter is ready, pour it into the pan and spread it out. to
Spicy
cover the
chicken
base.
sandwich was a
I
good
really
time.
thought I screwed up here because there is no way that this amount of dough was going to cover the bottom of the pan, but I left it for a couple of minutes and it
It'll
sort of
just figure
relaxed
itself out if
until
you
I
do that.
eventually had a nice thin layer of dough.
Good chicken
all
sandwiches
over.
for a
It's
while
probably
until
why
one day
recipe
the
says
chicken
to let
became
the dough sit
sponges.
for
That's
20 minutes
awful.
while you preheat your oven to 475 degrees Fahrenheit or 425 if you are
In
using
middle
a
school, they
convection
didn't
oven.
make
That's
the pizza
245
for the
degrees or
cafeteria itself. I
218
think they
degrees Celsius
just...
for those of you not living in the US,
Although maybe
or
they
any
did.
other handful of countries that still uses Fahrenheit.
I might be conflating
My
memories
friends
here.
in the Federated States of Micronesia. So once the dough
I
is set for
totally
20
am. They
minutes,
did make
set
it
in the
in-house.
oven and bake for 10 minutes or 7 minutes if you are using
I'm
a convection.
remembering my
Now, at this point, the dough should be
step-grandmama
pre-baked. It's not fully
had a
baked
habit
through, but it's
of
going to
giving
have
me
some more
spare
time
Rocky
in the oven
Rococo's
once we've
pizzas
added
since
our
she worked at the
toppings. And when it comes to
cafeteria
toppings,
where she
we have
lived.
a couple of options. There is the pizza with cheese
Handed off
topping
the frozen
and
ones to
or
me
pizza with
on the
ground beef
regular.
topping. Now, maybe my school never had the ground beef topping, or maybe I just never
Chat,
got
you ever
it.
tried
I
to
can't
microwave a
honestly remember,
frozen
but
slice
I
of
do
pizza
only remember eating this as
that
a
are kept
cheese
in, like,
pizza,
cardboard
so
boxes?
That's the one that I'm going to make. So for that, what you'll need is 1 tablespoon and 2 teaspoons.
It
or
takes
12
like
grams
5
of dried
goddamn
onions,
minutes.
A half teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, a half cup plus 2 tablespoons or
Ever had French
160
bread
grams
pizza?
of
I have
tomato
not.
paste, 1 1/3 cups or 330 milliliters of water, 2 teaspoons dried basil, 2 teaspoons dried oregano, 1 1/2 teaspoons dried marjoram, a half teaspoon dried thyme, and 5 1/4 cups or 565 grams of mozzarella
mozzarella.
cheese shredded. If you do want to make the ground beef version, then just cut the amount of cheese in half and replace it with just under a pound of ground beef that you cook before putting it onto the pizza.
Oven and air fryer to cook a frozen pizza.
Version, you start by mixing the onions, garlic
It was a
powder,
microwave
pepper,
specifically
tomato
because I
paste,
don't think I
water,
could have
and the
gotten away with
seasonings
putting
a
in,
saucepan,
like...
and then bring it to a simmer on the stove and let it simmer.
Okay, each slice of pizza from Rocky Rococo's is rectangular. I've showed off that brand before on this stream.
Once the sauce has simmered for 10 minutes,
But each one will still just fit on a regular-sized plate.
It didn't really seem that there was going to be
I feel like wasting oven space on something that small is pointless.
I sort of messed up the cheese, and it seems that this was actually a problem even back
You didn't know that you could microwave
because
tendies
in
until I
later
told you?
recipes from
I
the
feel like
90s,
I knew that
they would
already.
Have you add that cup and a half of cheese to the sauce before putting it on. It probably makes it a lot easier. Once the tomato sauce is spread to the edges of the pan, sprinkle the remaining cheese evenly over the top.
Chat, which state is it where their thing is they put on the cheese first and then the tomato over the cheese?
So you want to get the cheese all the way to the edge of the pan. Then pop that in the oven at 475 degrees Fahrenheit, 450 if you're using convection, and let it bake until it is lightly browned on top. The original recipe says it should bake for 15 to 18
Chicago?
minutes.
Thank
but
you.
For me, that was going to be way too long. It only took about 11 minutes to get brown on top.
State of derangement. Yeah, that'd be Chicago.
Making a tenth of the original quantity, so just keep an eye on it. Now, there are two other interesting things in this booklet that I wanted to share. First are the garnishes. It gives instructions on how to make carrot ribbons or curls, celery fans, radish roses, onion mums, radish tulips, or a tomato rose.
If anyone puts anything here on a pizza, I'm going to punch them in the teeth.
Making us any radish roses. And frankly, I think it's kind of unfair to expect an already very busy lunch lady or lunch man to make radish roses for a bunch of 6-year-olds. Kind of a waste of time, but if they did that at your school, let me know. The other interesting bit is that after each recipe, it tells you how much each serving of the dish equals servings of meat, vegetable, and bread. Like when it comes to our cheese pizza, not the meat pizza, but the cheese pizza, one piece
Specifically,
provides the
yes.
equivalent of 2 ounces of cooked lean meat, a 1/4 cup of vegetable, and 2 servings of bread. And that's really what school lunch was all about. It was making sure that the kids got enough servings of meat, vegetable, and bread, or nutrients.
Only good
in
pizza is
general. Or at
Argentinian
least
pizza,
that
period.
was the goal, though
This has the
it
same
didn't
energy
always
as people
happen,
that
as can
defend
be seen
Brazilian
by
pizza to the
lunches
death.
of the late 20th century. Last year I did a video on the history of school lunch, and it focused mostly on the history.
You think Twerk is into lunch ladies?
So
Yes.
I decided that this would be a good chance to
I think
fill in some of
specifically the one from
gaps
Bully.
post-1960.
I'll be
And
honest.
the first thing that I found actually came from a comment left on that video.
Serve anything
about
other than cheese,
how
our school had
Black
pepperoni and the rare
Panther
bacon.
Party
From what I
influenced
remember,
the school breakfast program. In the
sausage
late
and pepperoni
1960s,
was
a
common.
study came out showing that kids who didn't have breakfast didn't do as well in school. They were tired, they would fall asleep, they couldn't concentrate.
I never had
Kind
breakfast
of
before
makes
school.
Perfect sense.
Never.
Enough that you wouldn't even think you'd need a study to show you that, but they did. And it also showed.
You know, the
that
weird
most
part
of
is
these
I was
kids
like
were in
straight
poor
A's all the way
neighborhoods
through elementary
where
school,
they
hit
didn't
6th
have
grade and
breakfast.
needed to go to summer school because I fucked up so bad.
So in 1969, the Black
And then
Panther
7th I
Party
did
started a
fine.
program
And then
in a
after
church in
that I
Oakland,
stopped
California,
going.
that provided free breakfasts to children who needed them. That first day, there were only 11 kids that showed up. But
That a
by the
lunch
end of
lady
that
also
first
worked as a
week,
porn star, most likely
135
false.
kids were participating every
You mean to
day.
tell me
The
children make
success
stuff up?
of the program was so great.
What kind of
that
pizzas
the
Twerkster
party
mode eat
decided
cheese?
that they would have all of their
Twerkster
chapters
T mode
repeat it. So
only
this
eats
breakfast
cheese
program
pizza.
that the Black Panthers were doing was
Only.
happening all over the country, and it got really, really big. So big that it grabbed the attention
Did
of
bad
the
shit in
FBI
high school?
director, J. Edgar Hoover.
No, I just
who
stopped going after the first day of
hated
8.
the Black Panthers.
Gone on a homeschooling
They
program
did pretty much everything. And this program that gave
in which I
children
only
free
needed to
breakfast
take
was
2
so
tests
successful
every year.
that Hoover decided
Graduated
it needed to be
3.8.
stopped. The program represents the best and most influential activity going for the BPP, and as such is potentially the greatest threat to efforts by authorities.
She doesn't
to
like
neutralize
cheese
the
by
BPP
itself, by the
and
way.
destroy what it
Sickening
stands for.
individual.
Nice guy, that J. Edgar. He began a campaign that spread
Now I love
rumors that
pepperoni
the
and
Black
sometimes
Panthers
mushroom.
were poisoning the breakfast.
Well-cooked mushrooms are basically just
work.
meat.
So instead, he just had police go in and bust the places up, destroying all of the food before it could be served to the kids. Unfortunately, it was effective, and it led to the program being discontinued and breaking up. But it had already become so popular that it couldn't go away.
Blows my
That
mind
program went
Twerkster never
away,
had
but
ice
the
cream or
kids'
burger
desire
before.
for breakfast
Or a
did not.
pancake.
So it gave a big boost to another program that had already been in effect since 1966 but hadn't really taken off. And that was a government-run program called the School Breakfast Program, which Congress permanently authorized in 1975. Though it also came under fire only 6 years later when big budget cuts hit the government.
Yeah, that'll
It
happen.
did stick around and is still around today, but even today it remains a political football. But it was during these budget cuts early on in the Reagan administration that led to another rather infamous lunch claim that the government was going to consider ketchup a vegetable. Now, how this came about was that during discussions at the USDA
that's not how, you
about
know.
how they could keep kids fed in light of these budget cuts to the school lunch program, they had a meeting where ideas could be freely tossed around. Anything goes. It was kind of one of those meetings where it's like, just say what you're thinking.
Just start
There
screaming.
are no bad ideas. Well,
I need another
person
one,
had
excuse
the
me.
idea to change the nutrition standards a little bit, which would allow relish and ketchup to be considered a vegetable. Now that was a good idea, and unfortunately somebody wrote it down and it didn't get removed.
I refuse to
Now, it
eat
never
relish.
actually became policy.
Just straight
but
up.
The whole ketchup
No,
as a vegetable
same with
thing
mustard.
did
It's not
get out
happening,
into
dude.
the public, and there was severe blowback, rightly so. As one senator criticized, this is one of the most ridiculous regulations I ever heard of, and I suppose I need not add that I do know something about ketchup and relish, or did at one time. And the reason he says that he knows something about ketchup and relish is that that senator was Henry J. Heinz III of the Heinz ketchup family.
Jesus, that's a coincidence. We'll kill adverts one day, Chathany, together. We'll never have to
Officially,
see
the
them
government
again.
Never actually considered ketchup to be a vegetable. That is not to say that
Baked
there were
beans
not
are considered a
other
vegetable according to the tin.
dubious claims made.
Not too fond of
to
baked
the
beans.
School lunch program. Going back all the way to 1975, there was a pilot program started first in Las Vegas, and then that spread to New York, Milwaukee, and several other cities, where schools began changing their lunch menus to more mimic the fast food that was becoming popular with the students.
Does Ninja
This led to
eat
menus
bean
with
toast?
beef
Yes,
and
I
cheese
showed that
tacos,
image in the
cheese
last
pizza,
Voices of the
meat
Void
and
episode.
beef-filled burrito, a corn dog, fried chicken, an all-beef hamburger. Hard-boiled eggs, cottage cheese, and a chef's salad are also available. They also had a new alternative to milk, which the USDA signed off on
Heinz ad as soon as Heinz is mentioned.
alternative to milk, and it was
It
called
knows.
a super shake, which was essentially a milkshake, but they didn't use ice cream. But it did use emulsifiers and stabilizers that impart the creamy texture. The finished shakes are 96.75% fat-free, which would not be possible if they were made with ice cream. To meet the
Quite frankly, I
requirement
think that
kids
should be in my
needed to
home.
have a vegetable on their plate, they gave the children two options: a salad or French fries. And not
Hey,
shocking
guess.
to anyone, the number of students choosing salad over fries has to be considered negligible. The thing is, these were actually the healthy meals. These were the meals that hit all the standards that would allow them to be reimbursed.
Standards
by
at the
the
time before they reworked the food pyramid because they realized they were completely
that
wrong.
did not meet these standards. And so many students were seen taking lunches such as 2 cinnamon buns and a Coke, 4 sugar cookies and Sprite, 2 bags of French fries and a milkshake, or simply a glass of soda. And yet, even with these criticisms, the Las Vegas High School...
You know, chat, when I was a child, the food pyramid had bread as a thing you should eat more
Neither
of.
the fast foodification
To
of
be
the
a healthy
1970s
boy.
nor the budget cuts of the 1980s would compare to what happened to school
They never had
lunches
soda
in
at my school.
the 1990s when I was eating them. See, in the 1970s,
I think my middle
they tried
school
to
did.
mimic the fast food of
I
the
think.
time, but in the 1990s,
I'm trying to
new
recall
regulations were
specifically.
put in that
I think
let
they were the most
fast food
expensive thing you could
companies
buy.
just
Otherwise, it was
run
either
into
milk,
schools. There were
chocolate
branded
milk,
products
or
from
Snapple.
McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Pizza Hut.
I was quite big on
You name
Snapple,
it,
to be honest with
it
you.
was there. Now, not every school had this. My school never did, and at the time, we kids did not like that. But in hindsight, probably a good thing. But by the year 2000, 1 out of 5 schools in the U.S. had some of these branded products. Now, it does seem
They
that
removed the
the late
vending machine in my
90s and
first year of
early
high school.
2000s were
When I
kind
went to
of
middle school, I
the
got like
worst
maybe
period
$5 per day
nutritionally
for lunch.
American school lunches, with about 35% of the calories coming from
Maybe.
fat. But eventually, schools began to fight back. Even when I was in high school, there was a push to get rid of the vending machines. and they either got
I didn't
rid of
have the
them while I was there
wherewithal
or
as a
left
child to
after.
try to hustle money from other
Anyway, in
kids.
the last couple of decades, there has been an effort
Again, if I
to
could
make school
regress
lunches
back
here in
into
the US
single
more
digits like I
nutritious,
plan to,
and in some places they
I'd get a
certainly
lot of
can,
shit done.
but it is still
Used to like
definitely
chocolate
a
milk,
point
but
of
tried to chug it
contention
once and
for
leave.
local
It was
debate.
chunks.
But
Never
that
got
is
it
food
again.
present, and I am all about food.
I have
history.
had exactly
So let us
one
travel
bad
back in
chocolate
time to
milk
1988,
experience,
when a 5-year-old Max walked into Madison
and that's
Heights Elementary
because
to try his first slice
child me
of square pizza.
thought it would
So
be a
once your
good
pizza
idea
has
to try
baked,
and
take it out
eat.
of the oven and
It
cut
looks so
into
disgusting. I want every bit of
I
it.
planned on doing 10
Child me
slices,
thought
but
it would be a
turns
good
out
idea
cutting
to
that into
attempt
10
to
was
eat
going to be
Frosted
kinda
Flakes
wonky, so
with
I just
chocolate
cut
milk
into
because I was
And
out
here
of
we are.
regular milk.
School lunch from 1988.
It was one of the most
Smells
vile
just like it
things
did
I have ever
30
tasted.
some odd years ago. Let's see if it tastes that way too.
The dough looks a little bit soft. You probably should have left it in there a smidge longer.
Memories from the corners of my mind. That's my best Barbra Streisand.
I want it. That doesn't sound bad.
Tastes just like it.
I want you to pour a
all of
bowl of
those
Frosted
herbs
Flakes
are
and use
exactly
chocolate
the
milk
same
for
as
it
they
and
were.
come back and tell me.
I think maybe it tastes a little fresher than I remember. Like the flavors are.
Well, yeah,
a
you
little
probably keep it
heightened,
like in a fridge overnight.
But that's them. This is the pizza. And that's the dough.
I want to
That
make my
horrible
own
dough.
pizza.
That must be what they were using at my school because
I'm desperate for the za.
I also love that today I would never think of drinking.
Are you going to
chocolate
make this?
milk with
Possibly.
pizza, but in middle
Minus
school,
the sugar in the dough,
I
more
always
than
had
likely.
chocolate milk with pizza. They were smaller. I searched for a carton that was smaller, and I couldn't find it.
Any food you
I was
first
told
ate
by
at
my
school for me,
sister
it was
who
hot dogs
recently
and
stopped
custard.
teaching,
I
elementary
ate
school
fish eggs in elementary school because they served it at the cafeteria for some goddamn reason, and then I threw up on the floor. That was a good day.
Weird, so I got a big one.
He looks like he's about to cry. You will never see raw emotion from a man than remembering something he ate in his
So if
childhood.
you are nostalgic for this pizza, might I suggest you make it?
I will attempt to,
it's
yes.
pretty cool to taste this flavor because I don't think they make it anymore, at least not like this at schools. And kudos to all of the lunch ladies and lunch men out there today and from my past. They do the good work. Oh, also, something that my sister reminded me of about the chocolate milk. Does anyone else remember there was a period of like 1 or 2 years in many schools where they switched from the cartons to these bags of milk, either regular or chocolate milk, and it was like a clear bag. It was like a bladder of milk.
I have no memory of this. No, I'm not Canadian.
Straw in, like a Capri Sun, but on its side. Does anyone remember that? Because I remember it.
Chat, do
She
they
remembers it, but none of our
sell
friends
Capri
do.
Sun in like
It
bottles?
was crazy. Anyway, let me know in the comments.
Is
and
that
I
a
will see you
pouch
next time on
exclusive
Tasty
item
History.
still? Huh. Oh, that was nice. That was pleasant. You did a nice job there, Mr. Maximus. Please allow me to check up on the 2 ats that I have right now on my here phone. Just a second. 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 Oh, edit this when you open a cold one. I doubt I'll have the capacity to do that. Yup. Ugh. Next! NB. So-called Sonic EXE. When I deploy the Bonzi Buddy. This is 12 seconds long. I don't even have to full screen this.
Well, hello there.
Kill the hedgehog.
I don't believe we've been properly introduced.
I love his voice so much, dude. I love it. Did he do this before debut? Probably. Good video. They need her. Next, Zach Silverberg. Joe Rogan wants to get Ratatouille featuring Ben Shapiro.
I just think I would love to get ratatouille.
Ratatouille?
Like have a little guy up there.
Excuse me?
You know, making me cook delicious meals.
No, I understand. I've seen the film.
You wouldn't want that? A little guy pulling your hair, making you cook?
It's a ridiculous concept.
You're telling me you wouldn't want that?
I just
You
don't
get
know
the
why you're bringing it up
characterization
because it's
so
something that
perfect
could
in these
actually
things,
happen.
dude.
You wouldn't want a little ratatouille guy up there doing whatever?
It's honestly insane that a rat would even be able to cook in the first place.
He doesn't have to be cooking.
In the movie, he's cooking.
Yeah, but in this scenario, though, he could do other stuff.
Yes, but you called it getting ratatouilled. I mean, the movie is about cooking. Why call it getting ratatouilled if the rat isn't even going to be making you cook? I don't need a rat to help me cook.
You're hung up on the cooking thing.
You were the one who referenced food.
Forget what I said.
You called it getting ratatouilled,
Oh
which
my
is
God.
a reference to cooking in the first place.
Forget what I said.
He can't even pull your
Ratatouille is
hair,
just
you're
the frame
bald.
of reference. Like, you can get ratatouille into doing other stuff.
It's just important to remember that words mean things.
Yeah, but I mean...
The word ratatouille has implications about cooking.
It's just easier to call it that. It's a ratatouille situation.
Words mean things.
Listen, if there's a little guy up there like a rat up on your head, it's a ratatouille, even if you're not cooking.
Okay. For this conversation, we can call it getting ratatouilled, but I think moving forward, we should establish a different terminology.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to know if you would want to get ratatouilled.
Yes. I think I would want the rat to help me write a screenplay.
Thank you. That's pretty cool, man.
Thanks.
Jamie, pull up my favorite scene.
And they say there's no good use for AI. Next! From Weird History Food, the not-so-fruity history of fruit roll-ups.
If you were alive in the 1980s,
I could annihilate a box of
you
fruit
remember
roll-ups
the
right now,
glory
dude.
days of fruit snacks. Some of them were gummy, some of them gushed, and some of them were oddly stringy. But the undisputed champion of fruity deliciousness was the snack that rolled. General Mills' legendary fruit roll-ups have been a part of kids' lunches and snack times since
Immaculate.
1983, and over the years, they've had their sticky fingers on all sorts of triumphs and controversies. But how were they invented?
Fruit roll-ups are super straight, bro, not at all fruity.
That cellophane wrapper. Today, we're rolling
I
out
can
the
still
red
kill a
carpet
box of
to
them
figure
right
out
now.
How much fruit is actually in a fruit roll-up? But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel and let us know in the comments which nostalgic fruit snack you'd like us to talk about next time.
You know, there's a reason they sell fruit roll-ups, fruit by the foot, and gushers in one
While
box.
the brightly colored sugary fruit snack might seem like a modern invention, the fruit roll-ups rollout actually
Oh
started
God,
in
why are you
the
tearing them like that? What's wrong with you?
Syria neighborhood of New York
Peel
City.
them off!
Syrian immigrant George Shaloub began to sell apricot paste imported from his home country. The paste arrived on American soil in large, hard sheets. And if you wanted a bite, you had to head over to the sweets shop George Shaloub & Son, located on 65 Washington.
Back in the day where you could just
Old
open
George
up a fucking store specifically for candy and do well.
by all sorts of appetizing names like
There's a candy store on the pier, one town over, in like the tourist trap area.
was Amerdine.
It still does well.
Favorite until the 1940s.
You can get like a pound of like sour apple licorice there for like a $5.
Many businesses, including
If
the
that
Sweets
even.
Shop, were forced to relocate to Brooklyn. A new location also meant a new name for George.
It's the
Shaloub's
greatest
son.
hustle known to man.
Had grown up to be a man with a son of his own, and so the shop became Joseph.
Realizing as a man you can form a box worth of fruit roll-ups into a cube and eat.
To fight in the Korean War in 1950.
I like doing the ball technique myself.
And a new lease on life.
The candy
He
sphere.
slipping apricot paste off giant sheets in his family store and dreamed of selling Amerdine on a larger scale. He and his wife Madeline went about the arduous process of hand cutting the paste into small circles, hanging them to dry, rolling them up, and packing them for sale in single servings. Lewis named the fledgling manufacturing business Joe Ray, a combination of his son's names, because the Shaloubs are...
There are shops in Edinburgh that sell things that are older than your parents that must be doing well if they're still there, I would imagine.
In 1960, they sold their first individually wrapped fruit leather, which they called a fruit roll. And by the 1970s,
I don't think there's a parallel to this down here.
Widespread acclaim. The brand was spotlighted in a trade publication.
I think there's just like strips of dried fruit you can go out and buy
surprising detail. This proved to
that are
be
just
news
kind of
for
like a
roll-up
fruit
fans,
roll-up, but like,
bad news
you know,
for Joe Ray. Because
made
once
from
that
natural
article was
ingredients.
across the country, Other companies with more resources were able to replicate Lewis's method. The first attempt came from Sunkist in the 1970s, but lurking in the shadows was a much bigger threat.
Chat, my eyes are like glazing over right now.
Research and detailed production plans, General Mills was about to rock the world with its own version of Louis Chaloub's family recipe.
Oh God, it's happening.
According to General Mills' version of history, the company didn't actually set out to create fruit
Hello,
roll-ups.
Kari.
They had their sights set on creating a shelf-stable fruitcake filling, and when their experiments produced something akin to fruit leather, they ran with it. Or rolled with it? After years of tinkering with the recipe, General Mills put their new product out.
Chat, does anyone that enjoys the taste of black licorice deserve to get locked in the sharpshooter?
But it must not have been overwhelmingly positive because it was pulled from stores. After 4 years of additional tweaks, General Mills finally released its fruit roll-up in 1983.
New fruit corners,
Yes,
fruit
good.
roll-ups, real fruit and
We're on the
fun
same
rolled
page.
up in one.
Unlike its predecessor, this version of the well-known fruit leather snack was an instantaneous
I refuse to believe any civilized human being enjoys the. You son of a bitch! I knew someone
primarily
was
made from
saying.
pear puree concentrate, maltodextrin, sugar, natural
You will
flavors,
suffer for
partially
this
hydrogenated
immeasurably
oil,
in this life and the next. I want you to know that.
artificial colors, and pectin, which is a naturally occurring gelling agent found in fruits. The flavors on offer
I would
include
have
apricot, as well as
some type of
apple, cherry,
asset
and
built
strawberry.
into these models to hang myself on stream if that's not a thing that would get me banned.
Marketing expertise that really took fruit roll-ups to the next level.
I'm
They advertised
tired.
the snack as a fruit-based option for kids that they could eat with their hands. All you had to do was unroll the snack, peel it off the thin cellophane wrapper, and chew.
Chad, of all the things to take with you to the beach to like snack on,
Hands were sticky.
candy is not the first thing that springs to mind.
After the fruit roll-up's encouraging initial release, General Mills ramped
Why
up
would
their
you want to
marketing
eat
efforts.
anything on the
Children
beach?
everywhere were begging their
You're just gonna
parents to
catch
snack
stray
with their
sand
share
particles
of
into it.
roll. 1985 saw a promotion with Crayola, where each box of fruit roll-ups came with a single loose Crayola-branded marker for some reason. And in 1986, they started to release new flavors.
Monkey.
The watermelon fruit roll-up, which was introduced in a commercial featuring a bunch of chimpanzees on a school bus. The 80s were a weird decade. But luckily for General Mills, the 90s were even more kind to their fruity snack. The decade saw the quick rise and fall of a mascot called the Great Ralupo, who, according to the General Mills website, enticed kids to enjoy a rainbow of fruit flavors.
One fruit roll-up in imagination, you can have tons of taste sensations.
Which is something
Kids, don't listen to this old weirdo that wants you to be fruit.
Ralupo only lasted a year as the brand's mascot.
Usually have pizza after swimming.
The now iconic era of peel-out shapes, where fruit roll-ups were perforated to make the shape of cars.
You know, I feel like there's a good hustle
movies and TV characters. As if
I could get into if I like rented out a snack shack for a summer on like a beach
Soon,
or something.
They were joined by other General Mills fruit snacks that hoped to rise to the same level of success. First on the
Can't we
scene
swim,
in
though? Me neither.
1981 Were the now beloved Gushers, which are still
Was he accused of racism as well?
today. But a stranger and shorter-lived fruit snack was 1994's String Thing. String Thing came prepackaged in various shapes, which kids then peeled off the wrapping and played with.
I think I remember having these once as a child.
Wear your String Thing like jewelry, play cat's cradle with your friend's grubby hands.
I think I hated it because I just wanted more candy.
Finally, put it in your mouth
And the general
perhaps
shape of it
because
made
it's
that
worse than
not,
biological
like,
warfare than a
favorable.
fun snack, String Thing was discontinued in the 2000s. Also in the 2000s, fruit roll-ups were being reimagined once again. This time to include a selection of tongue tattoos. If you're picturing your box of fruit roll-ups,
I remember the tongue
with a
tattoos.
tattoo gun, have no fear. These tattoos were strictly temporary. Regular fruit roll-ups came equipped.
I think I made out with a girl in like the 5th grade because we were doing the fruit roll-up tongue tattoo thing.
And fruit roll-ups continued their reign as one of the most popular fruit snacks on the market. But like their tattoos, fruit roll-ups' market domination was
Back when I was a kid, I would usually go to McDonald's after swimming mainly because it was right next to the gym where the pool was. I'm gonna kill every advertiser.
Like many supposedly healthy foods of the 80s and 90s, fruit roll-ups were eventually found to be less than ideal when it came
No
to
shit.
their sugar content. In 2011, the Center for Science and the Public Interest sued General Mills over its misleading marketing.
Fruit roll-ups, real fruit and fun rolled up in one.
CSPI claimed that General Mills advertised fruit roll-ups as nutritious and healthy, when in reality, they contained about as much nutritional value as a serving of gummy bears. CSPI argued that fruit roll-ups weren't so much fruit snacks as they were fruit-inspired candy, and that argument ultimately proved to be completely true. Rather than fighting their snacks classification, General Mills actually
Chat.
fought the lawsuit on the basis that
What I die if I ate nothing but watermelon for like a month?
Out of court, and General Mills was allowed to continue making fruit roll-ups, which contained around 7 grams.
Would that
of
be
sugar
enough
per
to
roll.
kill a man?
While many have turned away from fruit roll-ups in their more recent years due to the potential health risks, there are still some who love the sugary snack for what it is. They love it so much that they're even willing to smuggle it into their country. In 2023, an American couple was stopped at Israel's border after being caught with 375 pounds of General Mills fruit roll-ups. Just a few days later, 10 more boxes were found through the local post system, the largest weighing about 38 pounds for a total of around 350. You might be wondering,
I'm not saying I would eat everything that is on the screen in that bit.
People wrapping spoonfuls of ice cream
I absolutely could, though.
Sickeningly sweet treat on camera.
Oh yeah, I remember about this.
TikTok users in Israel were particularly
I've done this
involved
before.
by this innovative dessert.
Only
Fruit
once.
roll-ups suddenly started selling out in stores. If latecomers
It
to the
forms
trend
into a
wanted to
hard
make their
shell
fruit
because of the
dreams come
cold.
true, they had to turn to the candy black market. Blood sugar be damned. That same year, TikTok struck again when some users took to the app to claim that fruit roll-up cellophane wrappers were actually edible.
No.
Most people know you can't eat plastic, but to the young children who are fruit roll-ups' target demographic, that might make sense. After all, fruit roll-ups look like Shrek and Sonic the Hedgehog
To
sometimes.
idiot
so why
Zoomers,
not
anything
use
is
a black
possible.
wrapper? Whatever the reason, the rumor gained enough ground for General Mills to address it. The company's
It's kind of smuggling if you're bringing all of them for yourself.
now infamous videos to say, "Legal is making me clarify that you should not attempt to eat plastic." We know fruit roll-ups aren't great for you, but they've got fruit in their name.
Do they still confiscate, like, the drugs you're bringing into a place if you do all of them at the border checkpoint yourself?
The Center for Science and the Public Interest pointed out that there were actually no strawberries in the strawberry-flavored fruit roll-up. 0. And so, General Mills is not allowed to print pictures of real strawberries on its fruit roll-ups packaging. If you've ever wondered why they don't put fruit in the box to make the flavors a
I love candy, but I've cut sugar. You have a stronger will than I do.
This is the reason. The ingredients in modern fruit roll-ups are surprisingly similar to the ones
If
found
drugs
in
are
original
illegal,
roll-ups.
it's illegal,
They still contain
period.
around 7 grams of sugar, and they're just as tasty as they were in 1983. If you want a more natural version of a fruit roll-up with actual fruit in it, Joe Ray is still selling its fruit rolls. But while they may contain
Okay, what if I'm
they
in,
also
like,
contain a whopping 9
Zimbabwe or something, and I'm walking up to the airport or whatever to get the fuck out of
Those don't
Dodge,
come with tongue tattoos.
and I just happen to have, like, a crate of black tar heroin.
Or does the thought of them make your teeth hurt? Let us know in the
Is the
comments
guy
below.
at the
While you're
airport
at it,
going to
check out
take
some
the black
other
tar heroin from me
videos.
if I just start doing it all on the spot? Anywho, that was pleasant. That was a neat one. That was okay. That's not the right one. That's me. That's me. That's what that is. That's the one. I'm going to need to grab more. I have ran out of the first batch. The first thing I see when I stop looking at the stream is Megamine with a giant ass. I'm talking like gargantuan size, dude. Like actually impossible to walk around on. Christ. Alright, hang on. I'm getting more. Give me a goddamn minute. Give me a goddamn minute. Grab another Zelda YouTube poop. Why is it always the YouTube poop with you people? Hang on. I'm grabbing a handful more. I'm grabbing just a little bit extra. Give me a minute here. Give me just a second here. Give me just a single solitary moment. Just all on my lonesome. It's gotta be this way eventually, by God. I gotta scroll through a whole goddamned list. Alright, hang on. Okay, hold on. And hang on. Just hold your goddamn horses. Just hang them high and all that. Just don't do anything foolish until such a time as I have a minute to just start screaming obscenities at the screen. And then everything will make sense again. It's never going to make sense. I promise it's never gonna. Oh, that one even has an ad on it. Isn't that beautiful? Just kill that. Just kill that. I'm working on it, goddammit. Okay, this is enough to fill out a little bit of time, at least. Thank God. Right. From Holdini Davies. The Nature Boy Ric Flair's drinking. Oh, this will be a good one. Oh, right, hang on. There you go.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a great story.
I'm sure it is, Rick.
I was a sports psychologist. And so you do the initial paperwork, you know, you know.
I don't think Ric Flair's been in that good a shape in his whole life.
Twice. Every day? Yeah, depending on where I am, yeah, okay. And then, that's the first question, right? Then, so how much do you drink a day? I said, I'll drink at least 10 beers and probably 5 mixed drinks.
Jesus Christ, Rick.
4 days a week to do that? I said, every day. He said, how do you mean every day? I said, I work every day. I drink the beer in the car, I get to the hotel, and I drink vodka. He came out of his chair like that. You drink every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and you've been doing that for how long? I said, well, let me see, it's 1989. I started in 72. You do the math, almost 20 years.
Christ!
He said, that's not possible. I said, oh, yeah, it is. By the time I got through with that son of a bitch, he was laying on the couch and I was in the chair talking to him. That's the way it is, Doc. Come travel with me for a week.
Can you still have a good time and socialize without drinking?
I don't know. I've never tried it. Why would I?
Explains so much, doesn't it?
If I couldn't go out, I was miserable. When I was in working in an area where there was no nightlife, like when I used to have to go to Kansas City and go to Wichita and all those little towns, man, I was miserable.
Ric Flair is so lucky to still be alive. He wants to do another match. I'm convinced the man literally does want to die in the ring.
You know what I mean?
Why can't you just go back to your room and watch TV and hang out by yourself?
I don't know. That's a good question.
You know, we were in some little town, and we were staying at a Holiday Inn. And we went to the bar after the show, after the TV taping, in the hotel. There might have been 10 people in the bar. Had one server. He ordered 137 kamikazes.
Jesus Christ,
serious,
Rick.
could he? I mean, 137 kamikazes, there's 10 people here. Then he got the tray, and he was serving drinks and flirting with all the women. Next thing you know, he's on the bar and he's dancing and he's having a great time, and they're loving it because they're actually partying with the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Can't we just go in and order a couple of drinks? You buy a round, I'll buy a round, and have a little conversation and call it a night, but it's got to turn into a party.
Small barrel worth of alcohol takes the edge off of blading yourself. Flair always went too goddamn deep when he bladed, dude.
So
he had a bad habit of it.
I don't know how you drink every day for years and not be considered at least a problem drinker.
There was hardly a day that
Have they done tests on Rick's liver before? Is he just straight up immune to alcohol poisoning?
Be an alcoholic and be fully functional. I never saw him show up at the show inebriated, but Flair could drink. How he still has a liver, I don't know.
Jesus Christ, Rick. That's literally this stream. Oh God, no. They know? Huh. Jesus God, Rick. He's going to die in the ring. Bill Brave reviews Rick. Jesus God. Anyway. NYTWL. 1,000 live rounds, 0 blanks. Oh God. That multiplayer mode is working, by the way. God help us all. Good bit. Yeah, sure. Good, short, to the point. Channel 5, meet Henry, the world's oldest crocodile. Killer Crocs with Steve Backshall.
Given the right conditions, Nile crocodiles can grow to well over 5 meters.
This is just a dinosaur that's still walking around, by the way.
He's absolutely enormous.
You have a good one, Kari.
I am genuinely, completely overwhelmed. This is Henry. He was a man-eating croc caught by an elephant hunter called Sir Henry, hence the name Henry. He was caught in 1903.
Hopefully Viacom aren't on your
Henry
ass
more
after
than
this one.
120 years old.
The music industry, Viacom, Triple H himself, everyone's coming for these streams.
I am genuinely starstruck. At over 5 meters, he's the length of a minibus and weighs a whopping 700 kilos. Can't quite believe I'm being allowed to do this.
The fact that these goddamn things have been this way for like this many countless eons. And the only thing that's changed about them is they've gotten a bit smaller over time.
Reacting like this, you see the flex.
Literally a perfect animal.
Muscles almost coming up off the ground.
My boy Dinosuchus could not be stopped.
Keep their weight is in fat deposits, and the biggest of those are going to be behind the head and here at the base of the tail. This is one of the key things that can see them through lean times. That ability to lie low for months, even potentially years on end without eating. But the business end is the mouth, the jaws, and the teeth.
Next, he's going to mega evolve into Godzilla. Possible at this stage.
What a sound. This is the closest thing I have to a fangirl moment.
When I found out crocodiles just stay in the water when winter happens and get frozen,
Absolutely insane.
and then they're just really pissed off when the ice finally melts, it explained a lot. Would you be ballsy enough to pet him? Yeah. It's fairly easy to keep a crocodile's jaws closed. It's just opening them up that's the problem. If they're already closed, you can keep that shit closed, no problem. Well, that was neat. That was a guy. Next, YouTube poop. The king sings U2. I'm sure the music industry will love this one.
1, 2. I want to. 3, 4.
Oh yeah, it's a good one it is. Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to this VOD. It's a great one.
Kiss
me.
Chad, I don't think I've listened to U2 once in my life. Not a single time. I have no idea what Bono's voice sounds like.
My boys and girls, Africa is under attack by the evil forces of AIDS. Africans strive for
Song from Batman Forever? There's a U2 song in Batman Forever? I have no recollection of this. Granted, I have not seen Batman Forever since I was a child.
Then we can scrub AIDS away.
There is no time. Only you can conquer AIDS. You must go to 1.4G. Have mercy.
Save Africa.
I'd say you're gay. Let's have fun. Take me.
Give me shit for putting Maria Robotnik in B tier, and then you don't even mention that the bitch has AIDS. Next! Best of Dana Jones, Hulk Hogan, Wrecking Ball commercial. Hostomania. Oh God, no. It's not okay. No. This is not a good thing you should be parodying, Hogan. Grandpa Terry, no. This is what they have Grandpa doing. This is what Grandpa Terry has been reduced to, everyone.
Brother.
This is going well. Thank you for that. Next. Will Tempfer. Most awkward Disney Channel wand IDs with graphics.
Ready and action.
I'm America Ferrera from Gotta Kick It Up, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Anyone that names their child after a
I'm
nation,
America Ferrera from Gotta Kick It Up, and you're watching Disney Channel.
you probably deserve a belly-to-belly.
Excellent. Cut. Now we're talking. Good. One more. Good job. And
Hi, I'm Kyle Massey from That's So Raven, and you're watching the Disney Channel.
The camera's too close on the child.
don't hold the stick up in front of your face when you're talking.
Hi, I'm Kyle Massey from That's So Raven, and you're watching Disney Channel. Yes.
Okay. And action.
Hi, I'm Kyla Pratt, Penny from the Proud Family, and you're watching Disney Channel. Hi, I'm Kyla Pratt, Penny from the Proud Family, and you're watching Disney Channel.
How many trafficked youths? More than you'd think.
Start out a little further to your right with the draw.
Okay.
A little more to the right. Go further.
This way, right?
That way to your right. Yeah, that's where you can start just a little bit lower. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. There. Good job. A little further to the right. You can move around a little more when you're doing it. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Annalisa from That's So Raven, and you're watching the Disney... No. Hi, I'm Annalisa from That's So Raven, and you're watching Disney Channel.
This has just the right amount of cringe to it, you know that?
Was that good? What? I didn't do the correction. It was okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. I have a question. Do you want to say hi? I'm Tia Mori. I mean, not hi. I'm Tia Mori and I'm Tamara Mori. Just want Tia and Tamara. Doesn't matter. Oh, okay. I like Tia. Tia. Okay.
And action.
I'm Tia, and I'm Tamara Mori from Sister Sister, and you're watching Disney Channel.
This is not... This is too much for any man.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Chat, did the Disney child stars keep any of the money they
I'm
made
Tamara Mori from Sister Sister.
Any of
and
them?
You're watching Disney Channel.
at all?
Hey, I'm Hilary Duff from Liz McGuire and Cadet Kelly, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Jesus God. It's just the right amount of cringe, isn't it? Ugh. Next. Mind Q. How far are space monsters from Earth? Hopefully soon. We'll find out.
So imagine if the horrors you have seen in sci-fi movies, the space monsters.
Why
of
is it
other
always a
worlds,
European?
were really there in outer space. how far would they be from our planet Earth? Let's take a look at 20 or so monsters here in this video, starting from the nearest to the furthest. Let's get to it. Just next door in cosmic terms, Calvin, the alien creature from the movie Life, is a reminder that life from other worlds
I did not watch this film, nor do I care
the
to.
life form was discovered as a sample of organic tissue, but began to grow into a multicellular form and bigger upon absorbing water and nutrients. It then absorbs everything it can.
Didn't people think this was like a shadow prequel to Venom or something?
Or its species was suspected to have killed every living thing on Mars, which is only 600 kilometers away at its nearest point. So next, out past the gas giants, drifting in the icy reaches near Neptune, 4.3 billion kilometers
Event Horizon is just a Doom prequel, right?
The cursed Event Horizon. A ghost
Like, we're
ship
all in
which is
agreement
possessed
on
by
this.
the devil itself.
Yeah?
After traveling through an alternate dimension.
Like, this happened, like,
in an attempt by
a
its
day
gravity
before
drive to
the
travel
events
faster
of the
than
first
light.
Doom.
Any crew foolish enough to board it might never return neither sane nor alive. Then when we travel further, reaching to our nearest stellar neighbor, Alpha Centauri, which is only 4.3 light years away, we find the idyllic moon of Pandora orbiting a gas giant planet called Polyphemus. Here we
Not
would
too
find a
fond
Na'vi
of
people
Pandora.
from the movie Avatar,
Not too fond
and
of the
wildlife
Na'vi.
of the planet, which includes deadly predators that can swallow a man whole in a second, like the Thanator or the Toruk. Leaving this system, and after some course correction, we reach a pair
Those of you with
planetoids
giant
some
woman
39 light
fetish,
years
you have
away,
my sympathies.
which are seen as barren rocks. These are LV-426 and LV-223 in the Zedi Reticuli system. And here, the scariest aliens in fiction await. These are the perfect organisms, the xenomorphs, which are death incarnate. They are like black vipers in the night sky, slithering and ambushing closer with every breath you take, with their acidic blood being a mockery of survival itself.
If
Now,
a
going
predator
further,
can defeat a
at
xenomorph
distance
fairly
8 times
easily,
further
I'm
away,
pretty confident
we
I can
find the
take a
shivering desert
xenomorph.
seas of Arrakis. Here the sandworms
If the
guard on
xenomorph
dunes,
has, like, fat
and some
titties,
are
though,
as
it's another
large as
story.
mountains. They are the gods of their arid world. Their very presence is a spectacle. This is the planet where the main events of Dune take place. Although the location of the planet Arrakis
Chat,
isn't
I have a
directly
confession to
close,
make. I have
the
never
main
seen Dune.
consensus is that it orbits the star called Canopus.
Neither the
which is
original
almost
nor
310
these
light years away.
reboot films.
So even further
Never read
out,
the book.
between 750
Not
and
once.
1650 light years away, lies a region of space filled with dark clouds.
It's just something that
of
eluded
cosmic
me my
dust
entire life.
that obscures the middle of the galactic plane of the Milky Way galaxy. Somewhere here, in a place called the Shadow Sector, lies
The timeline where he directs more movies as quality as Event Horizon instead of wasting the entire 2000s making Resident Evil My Wife is Hot.
With telepathic abilities,
Would have been better for the man's career, as far as art value goes. It would have been worse for his finances. Then again, they wouldn't have gotten that one woman killed during filming for that one Resident Evil movie.
Then next, somewhere in the Aegis 7 planet, within an unknown star in the spanning Cygnus constellation direction between 11 and 2615 light years away, lies a marker laid by the Brethren Moons, which converts biomass into space zombies with weaponized mutations called the necromorphs. Of course, this is from the
Chad,
game
I
Dead
still
Space,
don't know if that Dead
which is a
Space
modern
remake is
embodiment
actually
of
any
the
good or not.
Lovecraftian horror, where the
I have
dead
no
bodies will
idea.
eventually converge into a single entity
I haven't looked
and
at
become
Dick.
a living moon. Now, 2,000 light years away from Earth lies a star
It
called
seems
BT
pretty goddamned 1-to-1. It's just Isaac
48740,
Cox.
which is a giant star suspected of having recently
And they got his old
engulfed
VA
one of
back.
its planets.
And
But
it
in
gave
the
me some
anime,
semblance of hope that they
Godzilla
didn't just get a new
planet
guy to
Eden,
voice him.
It was actually a godlike entity that devoured the planet, and this is Void Ghidorah. And it is a less of a creature and more of a force of unmaking nature. Although it isn't originally from there, the planet of the aliens called Exif, devoured by Void Ghidorah, was situated in that particular system, and the creature was last seen there before coming to Earth. Then the genesis of cosmic horror, Cthulhu the Great Dreamer, although now lies entombed beneath Alea in the Pacific Ocean. His origins are actually interstellar, and was spawned in a planet called Vul, which is stated to be in the 23rd Nebula, and after this he traveled into a star called Zoth, and created his own star spawns. His reach transcends space, his malice ignoring the boundaries of light years, and thus no human measure can accurately calculate the distance to Vul.
Is there a contingent of women on the internet that are very attracted to Cthulhu?
Now, even though the exact location is unknown, the halo rings was
I
stated to be
feel
7 in
like
number,
that's a thing.
with a range and distance from one another of 25,000 light years. These halo
Most
rays,
deaf?
more specifically Installation 04 and 05, where the parasitic flood and its leader, the gigantic Gravemind.
Chad, I'm still not over that there was never a boss fight with the Gravemind in Halo 3.
Either one of them being almost.
How did that not happen?
25,000 light years away. That is if the Earth was exactly.
Why is Halo like allergic to boss fights?
Or it could be that one of them is quite closer. Then next, if a parasitic flood isn't scary enough, imagine genocidal giant robots, cybernetic beings, bearing the name of Decepticons. These faction of the Transformers are the current rulers of Cybertron. After the Great Civil War against the
Transformers
Autobots,
would be immune to
which are
Cthulhu,
kind of
right?
like a more benevolent robot, cybernetic beings. Cybertron isn't a welcoming world for any space-traveling human, with the original comic stating that it was 4.3 light years away in Alpha Centauri. But as of the G1 continuity, it is actually quite far, some 50,000
Boss fights are notoriously hard to get right in FPS games and mostly only work when you can move fast.
The Zerg can be found in a
I replayed Halo 2 last year on Heroic. Had like 3 sections that were infuriating. For whatever reason, the boss, I guess what counts as a boss fight in those games were really fun.
Created by the ancient Xel'Naga as part of their experiments to craft.
So the fight with a heretic and the fight with Tartarus at the end, I had a lot of fun with. It's just they're regular enemies that have more health.
Next, after traversing through the nothingness of space in a dark void, we might.
Those don't even really count. It's just
God. This entity is not bound by systems or stars. Unicron.
I don't even think the scarabs in 3 count.
Of worlds and hopes. He wanders the cosmic abyss as a shadow darkening everything in his path. No distance is too far for his hunger. Also in the same emptiness of space, we might find another.
Is Mass Effect the sci-fi franchise that fell off the hardest, the fastest?
Which are massive biomechanical ships that harvest life like a locust feasting on ripe grain.
People were really pissed off at 3 back in the day.
Alien insect threat. These are the arachnids of Glendathu. In the Starship Troopers movie, or movies, humanity wages wars of attrition, fighting against the alien menace, with hive minds working to end our species.
Reminder that the bugs are the villains.
Threat, but their tactics
objectively evil, they had it coming. Every last one of them.
Feel fragile.
No exceptions.
The arachnids are from the Glendathu system.
Only good bugs a dead bug.
Light years away in the opposite side of the galactic center. Then in the same part of space, but 40,000 light years in the future, we might actually encounter an endless swarm drifting through the Milky Way galaxy. These are an extragalactic threat, and
never let anyone on Twitter tell you otherwise.
Their sole purpose is to consume biomass and spread.
Sickening individuals, a lot of them.
Even at their farthest point, they are close enough to be nightmares. They are the galaxy's ultimate predator. They are adaptable and
I don't know anything about 40K.
As they are still
I want to play Bolt Gun, that's it.
As of now,
nothing else.
And they won't be a threat till 40,000 years in the future. Then beyond the Milky Way, in the cold embrace of another galaxy called Andromeda, 2 million light years away, Null's own creations, the symbiotes, have trapped him in a prison planet called Clintar, which means cage. This planet is composed of the constituent dark living abyss, which is part of the symbiotes as well. The symbiotes here are a parasitic organism that bond with hosts, granting them enhanced abilities while feeding on them or
didn't Carnage fight Cthulhu? That happened, didn't it?
Negative ones like rage or fear.
I recall that being a real thing.
2 million light years away, we also find a celestial from the Marvel Universe, one that is in the form of a living planet, masquerading as a world. As Star-Lord's father in the MCU, Ego drifts in solitude, plotting
it's still a weird change
over the entire universe and pondering how to recreate the cosmos in his own image. And then lastly, there is a galaxy far, far away and probably a long, long time ago, and this megacluster of stars, a myriad of monsters live, and one in particular, a leviathan swimming in the folds of a space hurricane called the Acades Maelstrom, awaits as a living
There's
trap.
not a lot of space horror going on in Star Wars.
Solo, a Star Wars story. It and other monsters like
the few times it comes up, it's handled
many more make up the
fairly well, at least.
The franchise of Star Wars.
I remember, I don't remember if it was the first KOTOR or the second one, but Canderous tells you a story
and we'll see you guys
about him in the war with his boys.
With your friends as the YouTube overlords don't really
They
care about
find
us
like a
anymore.
weird
Take care,
metal
fam.
thing hiding amongst like an asteroid cluster. And one of them just goes up to it to scan it, and it just like melts him. And it starts spinning at like 1 billion miles per hour and flies off. Canderous is so cool. How you doing, chat? How are you feeling? Excuse me, I need to hold this woman. How you doing, boys? What the his apps? Chat, I'm tired. I'm very, very, very tired. Psychotically eepy. Chat, I'm gonna get one for me. Chat, I'm gonna get 1 or 2 for myself, and then we're gonna do, that's gonna be it. Chat, let me do a thing here, okay? Let me just get 2. Let me just get 2 of these for myself, alright? Because I need to enlighten the masses onto a specific subject again. Just a little bit. I just want everyone to be aware about the whole thing. Chathany, it is that time again for me to remind you why 1 minute melee is fucking Tito! Sakia Izuyoi versus Dio Brando. There's a reason everyone liked this so much.
1 minute melee, where all the fights are settled in 60 seconds. 2 fighters, no research.
The baby.
60 seconds. Melee! Go!
This animation blew my goddamn mind back in the day. I'd never seen sprite work handled so well. I always like this like color scheme for the world better than the one in the more recent anime.
This ought to be a match to remember.
They have the same goddamn power set. Toddbot, how many knives? In general, anytime Dio's been playable in anything, his super I always thought should have just been him and the world both hitting you at the same time. Shout out to that guy that just put Dio in Dragon Ball FighterZ, by the way. Out of nowhere. It's so good! They put in a goddamn perspective shot. They do the same thing at the same goddamn time and the clock at the top is stopped too. Man, it's so good! He beats her with his own severed arm. This sick is the shittest. This is the best. She stopped his stopped time, dude! It's so good! This will be sprite animation in the year 2013. God!
This melee's victory goes to
Absolutely phenomenal.
Sakuya Izuyo.
Fantastic in every way. Next, the direct sequel to this episode, Jotaro versus Kenshiro. Never show this a death battle ever again. I think he should shut the fuck up.
2 fighters, no research, 60 seconds, 1 minute melee. Select
I always like this versus screen. It's a shame they stopped making these. Never even said why specifically. Oh no, there is a man. Where does Jotaro's stride rank on the, like, Giga Chad walk cycle, by the way? Gotta be up there, yeah? God, it's good! Hyper masculine fist flying. Yeah, that's how that goes. God! It's important he gets a few hits in at least, right? Bitches love a good aura. Yes. This is way better than Death Battle Fight. Yes, it is. Here it is. It's so fucking great. The attention to detail in the fucking animations these guys were putting out was like next level. Like, you had stuff like the guys that made the Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat stuff in the years before this, and those were fine. This shit was like phenomenal. Ah.
Get
Well,
a limited edition display.
I suppose that's that then, isn't it? My neck hurt. And my back hurt. Homer Simpson versus Peter Griffin videos. I remember watching Mugen videos in like the early years of YouTube, where you get stuff like Homer versus Sephiroth, and it was the sickest. Amel, where the fuck have you been? Isn't it lovely? Isn't it fantastic? Look at me. Look at me. Now, be beholden to the truth that I have laid out before thee. I would like to remind the audience that this took me all of 30 minutes. Preacher. Stretch the back out. Oh, God. Ugh. I'm old. I got old, dude. It gets bad around here. I know not why these things happen. Only that they always do. Good slop stream, it was fun. Or happeth. Yeah. My stumps. They ache. Well, I guess I should do my thing. I guess that's the thing you're here for. I guess. Suppose. More or less. Yeah, all right. Thank you, Chathany, for coming by the stream. I appreciate it. If you want to know when streams are going to be or what we're going to be doing on a given day, scroll down just a little bit, hit the link on my Twitter. YouTube is also there for VODs and highlights, as you are one to see currently. Twitch is where I usually stream. That's down there as well. Give that a follow. Patreon's down there. A little bit of support is a long way to helping get in the rehearsal with these little bit here. Thank you. Are you streaming tomorrow? No, it's Sunday. I love this face so much. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. It's everything you could ever need in the world. It's perfect in every way. Jesus Christ. Boys, we'll be back on Monday with something or other. Maybe we'll do the rest of Brutal Half-Life. Maybe we'll be back on Twitch with Fallen Aces. I'm not sure. Again, Twitter, you'll know. Why can't you do that with your normal model? Because I feel like it would look weird having proportions like that on a regular-looking model. Aside from that, though. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will see everyone again in the next stream, which will be a real content stream. So thank you. So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye. Oh, go to sleep.